All right, somebody pointed a gun at your head and says you have to get laid no matter what. Don't worry, it's just a laser. It's not actually a real gun, but therefore I cannot get in trouble for it because it doesn't look like any real ones. But if somebody were pointing a gun that says you have to get laid no matter what, and you had to get laid or they shoot you in the month, metaphorically speaking, of course, how would you do it? How in the world would you do it? I'm going to make you a guide, and I'm going to send this video to all the future students that bought the Elite bundle. All right, let's begin. So the very first thing I would do is, pretend that somebody's pointing a gun at your head. The first thing I would do is not to mix this course with other people's courses. Their courses are not even proven to work. And if their courses don't have any lay testimonials, it's just a handful of bullshit. It is designed to funnel you into a boot camp. That's why you should not use other people's courses. So that's the funny thing, because the Elite 30 and Elite Playbook has over 200 laid and poll testimonials with it. It's already proven to work. Therefore, you should go with what works. So if you're mixing the courses, you're mixing Human Game from Elite 30 with Zombie Game. And when you mix it with Zombie Game, you're not going to get laid. You're just going to be more technical. You're going to be worse. So that's number one. Do not mix the game, because that's what if they were actually funneling you to a boot camp, and you're like, there's no way they're funneling you to a boot camp. Oh, it's actually very simple. First of all, their courses are designed not to work. And you're like, do you have any proof of this, John? Well, although it is just speculation, but the money is in the boot camp. You have to look at how many laid testimonials. New to this, just saw your Indian SMV video. Oh, cool. Anyways, just watch this whole video to the very end. You'll learn a lot if you buy my course. So how their courses really work is a value ladder. I'm going to talk about it. So it kind of goes upwards like this. So this is what they start with, is a course. And then it goes up to a boot camp, or maybe like a online mentorship. Maybe like a mentorship for 6 months. And if that doesn't work, they ascend you to a boot camp. You will think there's something wrong with you. So, or they go directly to the boot camp. But the point is, it's a value ladder. So you have to ask yourself, how many Daygame late testimonials did all of their courses get throughout their entire career? If they have multiple courses, maybe they have like less than a handful of testimonials. So you wonder, if there's only a few late testimonials, but they have more for the boot camp, it's obviously that their courses are designed not to work. So what happens over here is that they're designed to confuse you. Confucius said that confuse you. And they're making it overly complicated. Overly complicated. And on top of that, they're missing components. So therefore, you will never be able to get their courses to work. And that's a strategy, because all the money is in the boot camp. And if they can funnel some people up here, that's fine. But if they can't funnel people up here, then they'll have to funnel it all the way up here to the boot camp. This is where all the money is. So therefore, these Daygame courses, the reason why you see no lay testimonials, and I don't mean them putting their boot camp stuff into there. I mean, there's literally hardly any lay testimonials. And my one has over 200 each. And one of the courses, of all things, is not even a course on game. So RSD promotes their boot camps like crazy. Exactly. So, for example, for RSD or Todd Valentine, who only has 3 late testimonials, he finally got a new one. Congratulations, Todd. Congratulations for finally getting your 3rd late testimonial after 21 years. That's almost like 7 years apart, if you look at it. So one of them is for a boot camp, one of them is for a product, and one of them is for a boot camp with a tall student. That's 3. 2 for boot camps and 1 for products. So it doesn't fucking work. Then they go to online mentorship. That doesn't work. Then they go to the boot camp because they've given the person authority. It's almost like you're giving Anthony Fauci the authority. When you look on the news and you see him and Rand Paul arguing over the United States Congress, Rand Paul says, Fauci, you funded the Gaina research, whatever, Wuhan lab. You paid money to the Chinese viral lab or virology lab with the NIH funding. So you enable COVID-19 and you are telling people what to do, what to wear a mask, do all this stuff. He's saying to him, you're a hypocrite. And guess what happens? Anthony Fauci says, you don't know what you're talking about, Rand Paul. Don't you get it? And then he switches the definition. That is not gain of function research. So what happened is that as soon as the half-truth pill is exposed or you rip the mask off, they lose their shit like Justin Wayne loses their shit. When a sociopath gets their mask ripped off, they start to lose their shit. So with Anthony Fauci, he actually funded and caused the problem in the first place, and now he's telling people what to do because you have given them authority. So what I'm saying is there's a lot of dating coaches, if not most of them, that are making courses that do not work. They confuse you. They're overly complicated, zombie game, and they're missing components. So it does not work. So when you mix their courses with my courses, because you've given them authority, just like you've given authority to Anthony Fauci, you deserve to be gaslighted. This is what happens when you worship. You worship as if they have their hand up your ass and they're controlling you like puppets because they said, oh, I got this lay counts, or I got this, or got whatever fucking claim. And now you don't think anymore because thinking requires a lot of energy. You guys are zombies and you cannot think for yourself. Do you still better results from your boot camps or getting your bundle? They both get like good results. Boot camps have over 90-something% success rate since I was John Wayne to John Elite. Gaming Elite, I could not get that many Asian students late until I create Elite 30. After Elite 30, the Asian students are like high. So overall, the boot camps only have 30 something, maybe 36, 37. I think it's up to 40, including all the late testimonials that is on the phone that I didn't fish out of it. So there's even more students. So it is a very high rate of success. They're either a lay or a pull. However, for the products at the very top, it was 80% pull and 70 or 72% lay. And then the things change a little bit. I used to post 10 lay testimonials every single fucking week on these forum groups. And people were like, hey, Johnny boy, why are you always posting your shit on a forum group, right? What do you get out of it? Maybe I'm just trolling a bunch of people, especially ABCs of attraction. Because every time they say, oh, a student had a romantic hand-holding encounter shit, I post 10 more fucking lay testimonials. And ABCs of low self-esteem, they duck their fucking head in the sand. And I just kept doing that. 40 fucking lay testimonials, lay or pull, a month. And I just did it. That's how the numbers got up to the hundreds. So it depends. But however, saying that, look at how many lay testimonials is there for their products. And I got like over 200 each. It shouldn't even be possible with a product that's about social skills and social calibrations. But their product's about game. How many fucking products do you need about game to solve the problem? So what they're doing is they're putting out the treatment and they're foisting you to other treatments. And the only students that gets laid either is that top 1%. Most of the time, they don't even in RSD boot camps even get laid during day game. They get laid during night game. That's actually a common occurrence, but not for day game, which requires social skills. That's how they do it. And there's a lot of things. There are some boot camps out there. When you could fit into the boyfriend-girlfriend frame, you could potentially get laid after 7 days. But that's a lot of money. Look at how much money is here. $600 for a product, a couple of thousand for the online mentorship, and then a boot camp. That's like over $7K. Look at that. And they did it on purpose, like Anthony Fauci, who basically, as they alleged, funded the gain of research for the Wuhan lab for the COVID-19, and now he's in charge of everything because you've given him authority. You're giving him authority. So use the courses that has most late testimonials, which is mine. Never mix anything else with it. Human game versus zombie game. I don't teach what they teach. It's a completely different game. And the reason why I'm not making any new products, because my products work. All right, let's get to the next section. For the people with us watching this and wants a guide. So my courses are designed to work before COVID-19, during COVID-19, and even after COVID-19. For the next 100 years, because it is about social skills and social calibrations. I don't rely on funneling YouTube boot camps to make more money. Think about where all the money is. I am one of the rare dating coaches who can get students laid online, like when I'm teaching them, either through Elite Access, Inner Circle, or Kaizen 3 months of proficiency. All the courses I have lay testimonials. Almost every student got laid except for one cortisol fuck. It's always that one guy with full of cortisol who doesn't get laid. He has so much cortisol, he freezes up and he gets butthurt and triggered. It's always that one motherfucker. But all the students got laid. Kaizen so far, every student except for one got laid. Every. Especially when I can use discipline. How good is Johnny Elite as a dating coach? You've never seen anything like it. Even when I was Gaming Elite, my very first name, although I didn't get that many Asians laid, token Asians, I have exactly the same amount, very few, as other dating coaches when I was teaching game. When I taught Elite 30 and those technologies, it just exponentially, I'm so far ahead for Asian late testimonials, nobody in their lifetimes can catch up in 50 lifetimes. So social skills and social calibrations is super important for Asian men. But they can't even get those late testimonials because when they're game, most Asians, if not all, the PUAs, I've taught a lot of Asian students, not a single one of them can move their fucking face when they talk. Not a single one of them can move their tonality. None of them has emotions. They have feelings. They got butthurt feelings. Oh my God, my butt hurts. That's how Asian day gamers are like. But no, they're just reacting to stimuli. They're just reacting to their ego. They have no real emotions. None of them I taught. So therefore, they either use the height and the big barrel chest and muscles to SMV it to compensate, or they use social skills and social calibrations. So never mix courses. Okay? So this is the cure, not the treatment. And that leads to, for them, it leads to more treatments, to boot camps, where the higher SMV guys could get laid. Their courses are designed as an overview of their concepts. They're also missing crucial pieces, and you'll never be able to figure it out, no matter what, because you have given Anthony Fauci's of these Daygame ministries the authority to gaslight you. It's fucking stupid how once you've given your authority to them and they just say, here's my results, oh, late counts. Like look at Todd Valentine, who finally has 3 late testimonials. 3. Yeah, exactly. 3 fucking late testimonials. 3. I mean, I could get 3 like in a week. I can get like fucking 10, more than his whole fucking career. And another student just polled who got 2 girlfriends, who was in the last YouTube live. He just polled in like 2 days after the last YouTube live, the Spanish student. You know, Marco over here. He pulled 2 women home. And he just made a few tweaks. I haven't had a chance to look over his infield analysis. I just gave him a few tips, a few fashion tips, and slow the fuck down. Do this, do that. And he did it. He didn't understand it. He almost got laid, but I still got to train him properly. That's like my training. It's fast results. So don't fucking resist. But you have to understand that if they pocket 5 to 6K for every boot camp for 1 week, they have to make the quota minus the expenses. There's always expenses when you're teaching boot camps. You have to fly over there, or if they're over here, I have to deal with all the bus pass, all the equipment, and all that camera stuff. There's a lot of shit to deal with. It costs money too. So you have to understand that when they're thinking about how are they going to make the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time, because they're ambitious. They're ambitious, narcissistic sociopaths. Zombies, big zombies. How would they make the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time? Boot camps. Think about it this way. If I'm so wrong, as soon as lockdown 3 is over, where the fuck was ABCs of distraction? They were not even here. They disappeared for a year and a half, and all of a sudden, when they can sniff the money, oh, that's so good. Guess what happens? Now you see marketing, and now you see all that shit because they could finally teach in their night game boot camps, and they only had one day game lay testimonial. Although you'd be like, oh, they're Asian, they got one lay test, just one throughout their entire fucking COVID. I got endless. So stupid. Yet somehow the sheeps, as long as they have low self-esteem and they worship, they'll go towards these kind of boot camps with mystery method or misery method. Misery method, like Elon Musk said, use the first principles, the fundamental truths. Do not use analogy or reason by analogy. What it means by that is because RSD said this, because mystery said that, because this said that, because this. Fuck that. Fuck that. Don't reason by analogy. Who gives a fuck what mystery? Oh, mystery was the first. No, John Elite was the first. I started in 2001. Mystery started in 2003. I am Mystery's predecessor. You're like, holy fuck. How, John, you look like you are 23 years old. Do I? Do I look like I'm 23 or 24? But I'm Mystery's predecessor. It doesn't mean we're the same age. It doesn't. But I am Mystery's predecessor. I've been doing Daygame in university in 2001, every single fucking break. Of course, I didn't get laid from it using Ross Jeffrey's game. And they're like, oh, RSD took over fucking, took over RSD, took over Mystery, blah, blah, blah. All right, so, well, Mystery took over Ross Jeffrey's, which is a right brain kind of game for NLP. So it became left brain, became Asperger, became zombie game. And the RSD did away with all of the evolutionary psychology stuff that I talk about today. But who gives a fuck? They're a bunch of zombies. They're just a bunch of goddamn zombies. Autistic fucking zombies. I can tell you that almost everyone in this day game industry is like ASD or on the spectrum. There's no dating coaches who are normal. I day game with the inner circle, and I know what this industry is like. I taught a lot of students. Like everybody's on a fucking, and they're either a dark tetrad or they're dark triad. That's really it. Machiavellian manipulation, narcissism. No big deal. Just accept it. No big deal. Nobody cares. You can't be a normal fucking person in a dating coach without having a few screws loose in your head. You can't. So what's the difference between social skills and social calibrations? That's a great question. Social calibrations, yo, what's up, is the body language. For example, my students, they have to stand 45 degrees. They have to use their facial expressions, their neck up, their hand gestures, all that stuff when talking with women. If you face her like this, it has a lot of cortisol towards women. So the very first thing, great, this is not really turning into a guide. This is like turning into like a long fucking speech. But I digress. So they're autistic zombie who SMVs it. They're value deniers, no matter what. Their courses, they're delusions. They have opinions as facts. This is why, because most dating coaches are zombies. They always have opinions as facts. They'll say, oh, well, I got tons of short students that got results or something like that. I got tons of short students. And then they show this token Asian, which I call, they're like, well, this guy said you call it token Asian, right? And then the guy didn't even get laid. He's just like a little puppy that followed them back home. That's all he was. It's like, great. Of course he's not going to close. This guy's like fucking 5'3" or 5'4", wearing 4-inch elevator shoes with no value, learning a white man's game who's tall. What the fuck? Which is mystery method, which ABCs of attraction only has one late testimonial, and their tall coach only has one for Daygame. They only have like 4 or 5 late testimonials in total for Daygame. Unless there's more, I have not seen it. It works for night game because night game requires no social skills. So the difference between social skills, the hype pill is brutal. Exactly. The thing is that social skills is different. Social skills is very hard. When I teach the zombies, they all fail at it. I have failed 85% of the class. Let's see who the fuck is texting me right now. Okay. What's up, folder call, okay?
Hey, John, it's the audio I uploaded yesterday is in the folder called 24 July 2021. See if you can find that folder.
All right, I'm on YouTube live right now, zombie. So, you know, doesn't mean to call you zombie in front of people, but I'll look over your infield or I'll just look over a few seconds and see what your mistakes are, okay? But yeah, I knew that you were going to get flaked on by this Ukrainian girl. You dress much better. but I will deal with it later. All right, so let's continue. So zombie game has never worked for you. And technical zombie game, right, is pure autism. It's like mystery method or misery method. Just pure autism, ASD, Asperger's, high functioning autism. Oh, it's getting more technical, this and that. Of course, that stuff works for night game because night game does not require social skills and social you can use a little bit of social calibrations in a loud nightclub, but social skills, it's so fucking loud. You can't really talk much. You can only have short conversations and speeches. Emotions, you can't emote shit. You can use a little bit of game and a little bit of body language. But how the fuck, when you take that chess game inside a square nightclub and you try to bring it out there to Daygame, Mystery does not even have a single Daygame fucking infield. So why are we listening to Mystery? Why the fuck is Mystery method being foisted to Daygame? ABCs of attraction cannot make it work. Their derivatives are shit. So therefore, never reason by analogy. Worshipping doesn't mean you'll get results, no matter what. No matter how much your delusion disagree with me. Worshipping will drain you of your wallet if you have low SMV. And I'm telling you, just like this student, some of them have very low fucking SMV here. Very, very low SMV. Like this Asian guy. He looks much better with the blazer and elevator shoes and the brown pants and all that dress shirt. However, he's like what they call a dingleberry. A dingleberry is like that piece of shit that's hanging off their ass, right? It's like off the hair. It doesn't touch the asshole or touch the ass, which is the woman, or it doesn't disappear. It just hangs there. It doesn't get near the women. That's what this zombies with low SMV are like. They're like that dingleberry that that you can flick off. It's just like they're stuck there. They're like a no man's zone. That's what you're like with low SMV. And here you are using technical zombie game. If technical zombie game was so effective, then Todd Valentine, how come you only have 3 late testimonials? 21 years. I've been in the game for 20 years. You're 21. You are 1 year my senior. I am 2 years the senior of Mystery. And me and Ross were there at the same fucking time. And before that, it was all just naturals. There was no zombie game. I'm like the fucking godfather of zombie game, unfortunately. Fuck zombie game. So what do you do for your students with bad social skills? The students have to do a social skills flow drill. It's a 3-step process. You're like, John, it's just 3 fucking steps. How hard can it be? Oh my God. If I fail 85% of the class, they can't even do the social skills flow drill. Most of my students are like, they have a dual core processor brain. That means because it's 3 steps, that's 3 cores, they shut down. If one of the cores, and I can't tell you what the 3 steps are, but there's a lot of depth to this. These 3 steps may sound simple, and so is the maneuvering, sexually seeding, and objections dealing. That's 3 steps. It may seem very simple, but it takes a lot of mastery and training to do. But for the social skills, there are 3 steps. You can, instead of threading like Mysteries, the 5 things, Mystery says cut. No, the reason why Mystery has to cut the threads and move threads is because he's autistic. He can't fucking have social skills. He doesn't have social skills. He couldn't stay with the same thread and doing these 3 steps. Then they have to learn when to flirt and when to tease. When the woman's giving them compliance issues, you gotta tease. And when they have to flirt, when she's really opening up, they have to flirt. But you have to be able to see these opportunities. These students, these zombies, like real life fucking zombies, mindless. They can't fucking see the opportunities to flirt because they're so much full of cortisol. They can't do it. Social skills is weird to a lot of guys out there. Social skills it's like a memo that you guys never had. Imagine everyone else in the normal society had a memo. It's like, here's the manual for social skills. None of the zombies know it. You have to greet the person first. Like, hey, what's up? And you're like, well, why do I have to greet them? Can't I just talk to them? No, people will turn away from you. And then afterwards, you got to explain to them what you're talking about. Yo, what's up, bro? Yo, I'm just bored, so I just want to talk to you. COVID's like fucked up and shit. And it's like, I hear you, man. Yeah, man. For me, business is going okay. It's pretty good. How about you, bro? Yeah, man. It's going like that. It may sound like they're small talking, But in reality, they're building trust together. They're trying to see if each other is cool enough to hang around with each other in the tribe. As you build enough trust or rapport, eventually, using the social skills flow drill, and you're like, why do I have to talk to people like that? Why do all these people, they sound like fucking stoners? They're like, yo, bro, what's up? Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, man. That's so cool. Yeah, I hear you. Blah, blah, blah. You know, blah, blah. That's how a lot of people talk out there with perfect social skills. And they can hit all the right tonalities. They can hit all these tonalities. Their tonality changes, and they sound very congruent to what they're saying. They're very chilled. But you're like, whoa, that's so much work. So I have to greet this motherfucker, and I have to explain the topic and find something they both like, and then I have to talk to them. Yeah, motherfucker. That's how the inner circle does it. This social skills is what the naturals do. They talk to everyone. They talk to men. They talk to women. They sharpen their fucking sword. That's how they do it. But John, this is exhausting. So you're saying I have to go out there and practice this all the time, build enough trust that you're cool enough and not being awkward, and then maybe say, hey, yo, bro, I'm holding a barbecue sometime. I'd like to invite you. You got anyone you want to bring a friend over? That'll be cool. All right, cool. Blah, blah, blah. What's your number? That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. I have to talk to everyone. Well, if you can do it, I can do it. I just don't give a shit about doing it. I know how to do it perfectly. But for a lot of you, like, whoa, shit. So you do this, then you greet, and then do this, find a common topic, and do this and do that. Hold on a second. Text them. So do you see what I'm saying with this? Some people are born with better social skills. Yeah, the naturals have better social skills, and the whole population has better social skills. They're just not pickup artists. If I were to teach a normal person, they'll kill you all in Daygame. Literally. A person without autism, ASD, and they could do all this stuff, they'll demolish you guys. Literally. Like, you wouldn't even stand a chance. But these normal people cannot be PUAs because they're humans. You guys are zombies. You guys have to spam approaches. You have no skills. Brains, zombie brains, right? It's like fucking... Oh yeah, and then other use zombie lines. By the way, look at your legs, the sexy legs. Blah, blah, fall in love with you. You get a half hug for that. Let's touch. Blah, blah. That's just zombie lines and zombie game. Because they lack the social skills, they have to use this zombie game. This sort of game is always game. Maybe it's more about skills. You can use the normal social skills and talk with people. And this will give you way more compliance during COVID-19. Way more compliance than any game out there. This is why Elite 30 demolishes everything. So that's the first thing you got to realize. Okay? This is the cure. This is not the treatment. How many courses do you need to solve the game problem? How many? What the fuck? I have 2 courses. One for social skills and social calibrations. The other one for tonality or emotions in game. Why is there so many fucking courses? What the fuck, man? Like, how many I can't even make another course. Like, I already filmed like fucking 5 courses. And that inner circles, like another 5 courses. Inner circle has enough for Playbook 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I'm not going to release it. I'm not even going to invite you to the inner circle. You don't even belong there. So, yeah. You don't need so many courses for the goddamn cure. You don't. Because that means the cure has not been solved yet. Social skills never go out of style. And that's very hard to do. China has the second highest GDP. Why are Asian men at the bottom? Asian men are at the bottom because they're skinny. They're fucking short. They have small dicks. They have no social skills. They don't move their face when they talk. They have no fucking emotions. Women don't, even their own women are flocking to white men. And, you know, it's like they don't even like their own race. And Asian men are just like clueless, socially retarded, no body language, just eager, Wuhan washed, dresses like shit. So, and then they have very small eyes. And on top of that, they have this inner game issues. They put white women on a pedestal. They're also like low self-esteem. They go to these ABCs of low self-esteem courses and they get no results, but they feel satisfied. They're ego trippers. They have high ego, low fucking self-esteem, and they have low value. And on top of that, they can barely learn social skills and social calibrations. And the ones who could learn it automatically gets laid in my training. It's social calibrations that made the difference because they can barely even fucking talk properly. They just ego tripping. You put a blazer on an Asian and you put in like a good hairstyle, they never got the compliance before. So therefore, they just ego trip. So yeah, white men are pre-selected by Asian women. Duh. But people might say, oh, because I have darker complexion, Asia will not find me attractive. They don't actually, Asian women over there will not find black men, Latino men, Middle Eastern men, every other fucking race as attractive as a white man. So that's a stupid argument. Come on now. But I digress. I'm just speaking the truth here. That's just speaking the truth. So number one, you want to do Elite 30 first. For the Asians, I tell them you're not allowed to jump into the Elite Playbook. No matter what, because it's like a foundation. Then they're building upwards. The deeper the foundation, the higher you can build the building. So what do I mean by that? It's very, very simple. Very, very simple. So, okay, where's my fucking pen? I'm just going to spit some real truth here. All right? So imagine this is the ground. If you build downwards here, this is the foundation, Elite 30. Okay? So you're building these steel beams and stuff, and they're sticking off of the ground, and you're digging deeper. You understand that? Right here. All that's Elite 30. Now you can put the building on top. You see that? And it can go really, really high. But in order to put the building all the way up here, Elite Playbook, you have to build the foundation first. That means Asians are not allowed to use the playbook. And every single time an Asian man uses the playbook first because he wants to learn the lines like a zombie. Oh, can't learn the social skills flow drill. Must learn lines. Learn lines, John. Excuse me, real quick. I have a question. I go here and you look like you have a creative and artist. Oh, for fuck's sakes, man. Creative can be replaced with X. Could be anything. Artistic could be Y. You can replace it. Are you Z? You don't have to be are you an artist. You can literally change the fucking algorithm. You dumb fucking zombies. There are no game fucking lines in my fucking system. In the boot camps, I just tell them, tease her now. Tease. Push pull. Simple. Give her validation like a fucking cock. And then give her a neg. But what should I say, word? Like, what should I say, John? What are the words? What should I say, John? What should I say, John? What are the words? Gives a fuck about the words, you dumb motherfucking zombie. It is not about the words. It is about the algorithms. That's where the naturalness comes from, real naturals. You have the same algorithm, but it flows at that exact moment, in the moment, exactly what you should be saying. So there's a chart here that believes that over here, can't remember the exact breakdown. Let me take a look. Oh yeah, 55% is nonverbal communication. So 55 was over here. 55, nonverbal. I think around 33 or something. Let me check. 38% is vocal. Okay. Maybe this one would be 38. Because this one's bigger. 55, 38, and 7. You're like, what? So you're seeing all that gamey game tactics is just 7% of the fucking chart? That's correct. So if you had a gun pointed at you and you had to get laid no matter what, doesn't it make sense to be focusing on the 55%? Good body language shows confidence and low cortisol. You gotta be relaxed too. So good body language is what you learn in Elite 30. So this is the first principles. Why are they focused on game? That's fucking insane. So if you had a gun pointing your head, you have low fucking self-esteem. It's just a laser gun, don't worry. I can literally shoot a dick off of a fly. So having said that, I can even disarm guns too. So this is just a laser gun. It's a toy. So I can legally show this on YouTube. So I got a passport. Where should I go for guaranteed pussy? Okay. If you are black and tall, go to Germany. It'll be like guaranteed. The women will just grab on your dick. They'll go with you anywhere to any train because they're fucking socialist. They're fucking socialist, and they already got money from the government, from Meghan Markle, and therefore, because they have money, they just want to fuck. They don't have nothing to do. Just go in there and wave your dick in a circle. Be tall. A woman will grab onto it, bring her anywhere on the train. She'll follow you. You know, it's fucking crazy. They'll follow you. Even if you're a serial killer, they'll fucking follow you. It's insane. That's Germany. Perfect place to wag your dick in a circle and fucking, same day lay. It's fucking easiest. Okay. So all autistic Asian men always jumps to the playbook, always fails, yes. They love the lines, yeah. The more skills you have. So the more skills you have for social skills, social calibrations, emotional control, which you can take ashwagandha, and other things that work on the adrenal. I cannot teach the public that yet. But if you were thinking of the social skills, I mean, look at this chart. It's getting like all fucking fancy and shit. It's not rocket science. When you think about it, social skills, social calibrations, emotional control. It's not about flirting and just emotional impact. If you were a fucking zombie, what kind of impact do you think you can make, zombie? You'd be like autistic as shit, creepy as fuck, and whatever you're vibing is creepy in game. But what happens if you have these three? Right? Get it? You're taking ashwagandha, whatever else. What about this in game? You see that? The more you have of these three, the less game you need. And when they say, oh, the answer is all in the game, they're gamifying their fucking social skill. They're gamifying their fucking emotions. They're vibing their zombie-ness, their SMV. They're vibing their value. Therefore, they don't even have any body language, and they have no social skills. They're teaching socio skills. Socio skills. Whatever the fuck that is. What the fuck is socio skills? Because their game sounds like an autistic fucking ASD robot as shit. So, I was saying that. Yeah, like I said, I'm a crack shot and I can fucking shoot like a... I can literally shoot a 45 degree, I still hit it. I'm like Bullseye. I'm like in the movie Suicide Squad, that Will Smith character, he can hit every single time. That's like me. Well, I used to train Israeli Krav Maga, so I can do this shit easily. Point a gun at me, I'll disarm it in 2 seconds. Well, anyways, as I'm saying, maybe I should have been in the army or something and be a general or special forces. Maybe that was like, that ship has sailed. Because back then, my parents didn't want me to join the army or military or anything like that. However, I digress. So if anyone needs a bodyguard too, in Vancouver, I can also do third-party protection for anyone who needs one. Anyways, as I digress. Okay, so basically, drop all the zombie lines, use algorithms, push-pull. I already said that. When you look at Hunch Valentine, because Todd Valentine hunches like crazy, and you can see what a fucking narcissist he is. After he finally got his first lay testimonial or his fucking poll, it's not even a poll. He's just walking women into a fucking cab. So let me see if I can find him in this list of fucking washed up idiots who have no fucking say in the game. All right. When you look at Todd V, you can look how fucking pleased he is. First of all, you can see him hunching like a fucking cuck over here. See that? Big fucking hunch on the spine. And look how pleased he looks. Big hunch here. That's not going to work because that goes against the social calibrations. And look at this. Look how narcissistic he is. Look at him. He's just so narcissistic. He's so pleased with himself when he walked the women in the cab and nothing happened. And look at how happy he is when the tall fucking student finally gets laid after the third one. Look how happy he is. Look at the narcissist. Look at that fucking Aspie zombie technical game. Stupid fucking technical zombie game. So where should a Pakistani go? Well, for you, it's not about that. You need to be whitewashed first. You need to be so white in terms of behavior, like my Pakistani mentor. They can't even tell that you are, like you have darker skin, it almost disappears. So you need to correct the behavior. You need to be so whitewashed the way you dress and stuff that women don't know that you're even. You have to be in their tribe first. Doesn't matter where you go, you're fucked. My Pakistani mentor, he goes to Europe. I'm just telling you, he's gonna do a lot of damage over there. Especially when this so-called natural that I met over there, who claimed he had 1,005. Actually, he never said that, but that's what they claim at the time. Just a claim. It's fucking bullshit. But that claim is that if he only got 2 lays in Vancouver, my Pakistani mentor has 400. 2, well, let's say they have 2,000 now lays. That's what they claim. 2,000 lays. So that's for every single one lay over here in Vancouver. It's like 1,000 in Europe. That's like over many years being retired. If my Pakistani mentor goes over to Europe, it's gonna be like, so many fucking lays. That's just 2,000 divided by 2 or whatever, and 400 times whatever. It's gonna be like fucking infinite amount of lays. He'll do so much damage over there. Europe would be like, like what the fuck? 829 subscribers. So what? I have 829 subscribers, but I have 480 late post testimonials. 480 late post testimonials. What do you think about that? How many does your favorite coach have? Too Cool, Sid Badjar. They have less than 5 or less than 10. They have like 3 fucking late testimonials. And guess what? With only 829 subscribers, people don't like what I'm saying. They don't like what I'm saying. Spit some real game. Stop complaining. What do you mean spit some real game? I'm telling you the real game is body language. Get the fuck out of here. Get on my fucking site. Who the fuck are you? Like, too cool for... Yeah, I got a fucking hater over here. Spill some real game. Too cool for... Yeah, fuck him. Like, fuck him. All right. But I digress. Let's continue before these fucking haters. So they don't like it. I talk about Todd Valentine. Oh, yeah, Todd has more fucking subscribers than me. But how many fucking late testimonials? 3 versus 480. 480. So fuck you. Too cool. Shadjad hater piece of shit. Fucking zombie piece of shit. All right. Mystery can't even do Daygame. Technical game my ass. One of Asperger's. ABCs of delusions. Fucking like 1 late testimonial during the whole COVID-19. And self-proclaimed high lay count guy with 2 late testimonials. Is token Asian, a short guy, he referenced as saying height doesn't matter. Nothing happened. He just walked her in there. He got demolished. It's ridiculous. Even with 4-inch elevator shoes. So am I the only one who noticed these things? Am I the only one? I've noticed that taller women are attracted to men the most. Not sure what you're saying. All right, let's continue. So the second advice I have to give you about Elite 30 is start with Module 2. Take notes from Elite 30. Then when you get to Module 3, do what the Middle Eastern student did. He practiced in front of the mirror, and then he went out there. So basically what he's done is that he was 5'7", and he was using many courses, RSD, self-proclaimed high lay count guy course, a lot of courses of zombie game. So he was very interested in Elite 30. When he bought Elite 30, he kept complaining, blah, blah, blah. I was like, shut the fuck up and do what I say. I don't want to hear your opinion. So he practiced in front of the mirror. So the first advice is get a mirror at Walmart for $30. You practice 1 piece at a time. So he practices happy, fun, carefree, positive vibe on day 1. So 10 hours, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Really happy. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. So rather than focusing on the words, he just practices body language. Be very, very happy. Blah, blah, blah. Happy, fun, carefree, positive vibe. And what happened after 10 hours? So he spent the next 4 hours in a social circle. He had a social circle full of female friends because he's been in a social circle for so fucking long, for 5 to 6 years. He only got like 2 girlfriends out of a social circle. He got demolished. So he started practicing this happy, fun, carefree, positive vibe. So blah, blah, blah. Women start to respond to him. Hey, he's like, John, what's happening? Why are women responding to me? It doesn't make any sense. I say, wait until you get through day 2. zombie. So day 2 happens. Next day, meditative breathing in the field. He had to breathe 10 times before he approached. So he breathed in like this, like a Navy SEAL. In 4, hold 4, out 4. They do this in the battlefield. Hold 1, hold 4, out 4. After a while, your nervous system begins to relax. You start to talk slower like this. And you start to see more detail around you and your nervous system. Right now, I'm feeling more relaxed. Give it a try, all of you. Okay, ready? Breathe in now. 1, hold 4, out 4. All of you. Hold 4. Breathe in 4. All of you. Hold 4. Out 4. Hold 4. Please just breathe in out. How do you guys feel after that? Let's say you did it 10 times. And now you're doing the happy, fun, carefree, positive vibe. So you'd be like, blah, 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 much more relaxed, slower. Blah, blah, blah. When you're talking with women, you're much more relaxed. That was day 1 and day 2 of Elite 30. And he practiced in the mirror. And then he practiced on his social circle, day 2. Could your mentor pull off Poland? Poland's super easy. Of course he can. Of course he can. He's unstoppable. He's the best day gamer I know. All his women that he gets are all 9 out of 10. He only makes 3 approaches, 2 rejections. Text game 95% comes out, not 10%. Always. He only got rejected 1 time by 1 woman, 2 times. She's 10 out of 10 in looks. I'm not sure why, but he just can't get 10 out of 10, but he can get 9 out of 10. But he doesn't go for 8s. The age ranges from like older all the way to 18. It varies. They're all into him. I don't know how he does it. He taught me a little bit, but his social skills are perfect. Body language perfect. He even stole the women that I was gonna pull, through day 2. He just fucking stole it, and she became a crazy nut. They brought her to a social circle. She started stealing all the drugs and shit, and they had to kick her out. She was a fucking psycho, and she still begged to meet him again. And he's like, fuck no. So what the fuck? And he had to apologize to his fucking social circle. So yeah, he's the master of social circle, lifestyle. He can do night game, bar game. He can do every type of game, but he only does day game. Why is Poland harder? I've been to Poland before. Poland is not hard. Poland is super fucking easy. It's super fucking easy. There are 2 areas of Poland. There is the city center, Warsaw, and there's also Old Town. Old Town is easy to bring women all the way back. So you want to get your logistics right in between that. So there's a mall there, right in the middle. So you want to be between Old Town and New Town. Because they're more racist. I've never experienced racism in Warsaw. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I was there in Warsaw. I've never experienced racism. My student also closed there. The Asian guy. He dressed like me in the blazer and stuff. So one of the testimonials is in Warsaw. So I'll show you which one, which is interesting. So I like Warsaw. I think it's a really cool place. It's a really, really cool place. So let's see. Late testimonials. Warsaw. Okay, let me try to find this fucking playlist. Hold on a second. Game related stuff. Here it is. Live videos, testimonials. So there's only 60 late testimonials or something like that right now on the playlist. You want me to make it like 100 by this week? I could do it. You want over 100? I could do it. You want like 120? I can do it. No problem. So which student was in Poland? Right here. This guy. We're both in Poland. 100%. Yeah. All right. So basically, this will be cut out in the video. Name, face, everything. I'll handle the censor myself. But basically, this girl is still texting you. Show us about like before the date what happened.
Not much. Super simple. She brought me raspberries. Don't talk about the details, man. All right. This is it. Nice. Okay. Smile.
See what he looks like.
Good. And then.
Good looking guy.
I was actually working while she was there.
Don't you recognize this place in Warsaw? This is the McDonald's that's right in between Old Town and New Town. You know, this is like a mall that you're a little bit further. I think that's where it is. And they have a good KFC there too. I think this is like a KFC in multiple restaurants. So I usually eat chicken here and Burger King too. So it's like a multi restaurant. That's why there's seats and stuff. But this is Warsaw, Poland. And this is where I saw Krauser, that piece of shit. I kept calling him a faggot. I'm not against gay people or nothing, but I call him a faggot like 30 times in a row. But the guy's huge, man. The guy looks like a football player. So he lives there at the time. He looks like a football player. He's like 6'1". He's not 5'7". He makes himself look like he's 5'7". That guy's like huge, like on steroids or something. What the fuck? All right, let's continue. So that's Warsaw here. All right, but I digress. So he did in front of the mirror, and then afterwards he did that in the social circle. Then he went out there and he did Daygame. 7 days he got laid. Wasn't using game. He already had social skills because of the social circle. He could do the flow drill, the triangular flow drill. He can actually do it, which is amazing. He's the only student that can do the fucking flow drill on the very first try. You see, he just got to make some tweaks. He'd been practicing social skills, but it wasn't enough. He needed the body language and the social skills. You see that? He needed those two. He's 5'7" and bald. He got rejected for 5 or 6 years and only 2 girlfriends from the social circle. But man, afterwards, he fingered another woman like in a few days after that, and then he almost banged the model. But the model's boyfriend was in jail, and he got out. When they're communicating, he's like, "Hey, why are you trying to hit on my girlfriend?" Right? The whole gang of people were there, and he beat the shit out of somebody. He knocked somebody's eye, like damaged the eye. Boom, right? And then he left. He's like, "Fuck you, motherfuckers. Yeah, don't fuck with me." Then they came after him. They got a knife. They got 3 knives. One what they call Somali, and 2 Middle Easterns. Stabs him right in the chest. But then it didn't go through his. It went through his shirt. It went through his jacket, but it didn't go through his chest. And it's not the first time one of my students got stabbed. When you're too good with women, people get really jealous. Another student got stabbed too, by Middle Eastern. Why? Why always Middle Eastern stabbing people? I also taught in London too, and there are a lot of people being stabbed. But by which ethnicity? You know the answer. It's not to be racist. But this is factually what happened. Okay. So module 2 is like a boot camp overview. So I decided one day to film 1 day of boot camp where I'm only teaching the overall of the social calibrations. So for you guys, what you want to do is to grab a notepad and write as much detail, anything that looks different than what you usually do. It's not to be mindful of it. You're not here to be RSD Todd. You're not. You're not just here to mentally masturbate and remember a list of 12 things. No, I want you to observe what you do differently. There might be a lot of things that are very different than what you do. Very, very different. Very, very different. So from there, the next one is that I want you to get to module 3. This is the 30-day challenge from Elite 30. The 30-day challenge. 30 fucking pieces. How did I create this course that's working for Asians so well? Well, I start with the first principles. I looked at a chart for Asperger's syndrome. And I was like, what's the opposite of this? How can I build 30 pieces that may not be game related, that can correct a lot of this nonverbal communications. So I figured it out. Now that we had 30 pieces, I had to film it. And that's where my old roommate, the Indian guy, he helped me film it. 2 people helped me film the course. Thank you. I want to say to those people, because they changed my life. And for him, he's never learned from the playbook. He's still with his girlfriend that he got from the course when he taught. Like when I taught it to the other students and filmed it, he that's all he used. And he just kept getting blowjobs and lays and stuff. And he eventually found his girlfriend, the girl of his dreams. And they're still together. Long-term relationship. Thanks to Elite 30. Thanks to Elite 30. So, having said that, let's continue. So, Module 3 has 30 days. 10 hours a fucking day. Like, I can't do 10 hours, John. I'm just going to practice for maybe like 15 minutes. Well, you're a zombie. How the fuck is a zombie supposed to be practicing for 15 minutes and supposed to get like better? You got to break your zombie behavior. Got to break your zombie behavior, Chumley. Yeah, you know, like it's like Pawn Stars over here, and you got to break your behavior and stuff. So after that, then you go out there and you approach for many hours. Many hours. That's how you break the habits. You can even film your infields and see how fast you talk. For a lot of you cortisol fucks, zombies, cortisol makes you pissed off, narcissistic, triggered with your ASD. You get butt hurt. You get emotional. Oh, your cunt hurts. You get emotional. You get emotional butt hurt because of the ASD, the autism spectrum disorder. Pakistani 22-year-old in the East Coast, USA here. What's up, man? What's up? So, yeah, I mean, I also was taught by not just a tall Pakistani mentor, 5'11". I was also taught by a 5'4" guy who he used to be very good looking. He got a little bit chubby, and now he's gone skinny again. But he always had the mindset. So, in my experience, the Pakistanis are usually better at Daygame than the Indians because they're a little bit more on the alpha side. They're more on the alpha side. So, they're not so emotional. They're not. They're more like, and they're like naturals. And the short guy tells me the words really just show up in front of the screen. It just pops up. Next one pops up. It's like a ghost image. Pops up. What to say next. He's like, where does it come from? Above. It just pops up again. He just reads off of the screen. What the fuck? Is either his brain is processed like that, but perfect social skills. And this is what he said to me, John. You may have very good game. The best. In fact, your game is even better than mine. And our game looks very similar. I never studied PUA before. But we have very similar conclusions. I've never studied a day of PUA stuff. But however, I'm better at you at social skills. With more social skills, this is what he told me. You need less game, which is smart. I agree with the alpha statement in my city. It's just kind of racist, shitty. No. You are dressed in such a way that it's a little bit, a little bit off. So therefore, you don't look whitewashed. That's the problem. Because you don't fit in the tribe like my Pakistani mentor. So, let's see. I'm just looking at a student who's going to get Elite 30 right now. I just want to see if he pays for it or not. So anyways, it's an Indian guy. So, I have a lot of students in India and all around the world. And I would like more Pakistani students. That'd be awesome. I know exactly what you need and what kind of fashion you need. You just don't fit in the women's tribe. You're not whitewashed. So they're not really sure. This is what you need to do, is to dress whitewash like my students. But you don't know what to do because you don't train under me. All right, let's continue. So imagine that you're doing these exercises, but it's like drilling for oil. It's like learning the right punch, boom, boom. But John, I want to learn all these different exercises. Happy, fun, carefree, positive vibe. I want to learn like the breathing. I want to learn the stops. I like to learn the next one, right? With like the 45 degrees. I like to, no. Zombie. Work at one at a time. Drill for oil. What happens when you work on too many things at once? Look what happens. if this is the ground, and this is the foundation, and this is oil right here, all this is oil, OIL. If you don't focus enough, like 10 hours a day to break your zombie habits, you won't reach the fucking oil here. See that? You won't reach the oil. But you're like, yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of this, I'm ADHD, I'm going to do that a little bit here. Now I'm going to do a little bit of this, I'm going to put some effort in here. I'm going to put... You're half-assing it. How many times have you hit the oil? How many times have you become second nature with the skills? You haven't. You haven't been second nature because you haven't drilled for oil. Think about it this way. If I can literally shoot this gun, right, and hit the target every single fucking time, it's obviously second nature. It's obviously second nature. Every fucking time. It's almost like I don't even have to aim. I could literally hit this every single fucking time. And so far I have. I've not even missed. And you're like, what the fuck? Because it's second nature. You saw that video of me doing Krav Maga? You're like, what the fuck, John? Like, are you a soldier or something? Yeah, I am. I used to train for 5 years and it's really Krav Maga. It is second nature. You know? Point a gun at me, it'll be disarmed. Point a knife at me, it'll be disarmed. Hit me with a stick, it'll be disarmed. It'll be all disarmed. I don't have to show you the video. You already seen it. Like, what the fuck? But that's the thing. It has to be second nature. You got drill for oil. All this stuff, weapon disarming, all this stuff, it takes fucking years of nonstop drilling. Drilling. Not just like drilling like basketball or martial art, drilling it down. The zombies are doing bad habits. They're doing their first 1,000 approaches, RSD style. And guess what happens with their zombie behavior? They're reinforcing their zombie fucking game. They're reinforcing the negative and bad habits. To be honest, I'm into Latinas. It doesn't matter. When you dress whitewash, you get them all. You look at Marco over here from the last YouTube live, the Latino guy, he's already pulled 2 women home. You know, he had 2 girlfriends under my training before at the same. He got 2 girlfriends before on my training at the same time. He's awesome. He got 2 girlfriends at the same time. And he took a break. Now he still has 1 girlfriend. But hey, Chumley. So, yeah. So you get the point. So he's dressing whitewash now. He's changed his entire fashion, like my students, in hairstyle. He's literally unstoppable. But his game is like a little bit off for the social skills. So yeah, it does play a big difference. And I think he pulled 2 Latinas. So I'll show you the picture. I'll show you the picture somewhere. So over here, you can see a picture of him. It's like right over here. They pulled 2 women home. He said no sex, but whatever. Right. So you can see it. So there's 1 woman over here and another woman over there. And that's already like 2 days afterwards, that last YouTube live. So he's doing it in front of the world. So that's fine. I mean, Poe, not that great. He's just on the same level as Todd Valentine. But he's way better. He got 2 girlfriends at the same time. But he's dressed whitewashed. So the next thing I want to talk about is not to be a know-it-all. Because the know-it-alls know it none. This is what they call the Dunning-Kruger effect. So you think you know everything. The more unskilled you are, the better you think you are at game. I have another Latino student right now, and he is a very good-looking guy. He's a very good-looking guy. 5'11", tall, handsome as hell. And yeah, he needs a little bit of training, get over his approaching anxiety. And I need to switch him out of the RSD game. I think he made so much fucking spam approaching, it's fucking up his brain. He has PTSD or something. He just can't do another approach. He's stuck. But I want him to get laid very quickly, so he has to switch over to my game. So if you're watching this, you know, what I'm trying to say is that it's called Dunning-Kruger. And I said to him, imagine you're not 5'11", that you're good looking Latino, and you're only 5'6". And he's like, oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, you got to do some different shit. Now he realizes. So the Dunning-Kruger effect, it's almost like a glacier. You only see the surface level. You don't see the details underneath. So, hold on a second, Chumley. Okay, so now you're looking at like a glacier, okay? This is like the ocean, and you're looking at the glacier, and you think this is the game over here. This is like, you understand John Elite, but you don't see all that glacier and shit over here. See that? You don't see all that stuff underneath the fucking ocean. You only see the surface level right here. You only see this. You don't see that. So you think you know everything because you're shallow thinking, but there's many layers of depth that he did not understand. He cannot perceive it yet until he's finally Skyping with me. Otherwise, he cannot perceive it. All right, let's continue. They love to worship autistic-sounding game as advanced, like Todd V or self-proclaimed guy, or like true fucking late testimonials. And Todd V now has like 3 late testimonials, so that's one more than them. You know, this isn't a nightclub, that does not need social skills. Just a bit of vibe, and then some body language. Don't mind me talking about it, it's funny. They try to think inside the box, never on the outside. So it's very simplistic, technical night game. It's like trying to play chess and then going out there in the battlefield and trying to play a war. They're going to get demolished in Daygame. And they're like, mystery methods, like Randall's method. Like mystery this, mystery that. He was the first. No, Ross Jeffries was before mystery. And I was there at the same time as Ross. And Ross did not do Daygame. I did Daygame. Ross is a night gamer. Ross is actually a night gamer. Nobody knows that. And in 2003, right? I remember Ross Jeffries and Mystery were fighting with each other. They're just fighting with each other and just all the time, just blah, blah, blah. But Mystery won out. So, Mystery said this. Who gives a fuck? They don't know shit. Mystery has no infields. So, I also can tell when a student is going to be good or not. Because not all the students or potential students uses the Skype. So when they buy the course, that's what I was checking. You know what they say? I say to them, okay, good. So what's your Skype name? So I can add you on it. And they're like, Skype? Why Skype? I just want the course. I'll know everything from you, John. I just look at the course, my own mental filter. That's the problem. Everyone has a mental filter. It's like the glasses. This is like the lens that you see. And my vision is blurry as fuck. This is don't laugh, okay? Don't laugh at me. But this is like the lens that you see from, and it's all blurry. You're like, oh, I can't really see properly, John. But this is how I see the world as a zombie. But then I need to take off the glasses from you by talking to you, which is called environmental exposure. And then I correct you on Skype, and then I take off the glasses. Oh, now I put new glasses on. And now you can see very clearly, zombie. You can see very clearly. And you're like, whoa, I never thought of it that way. But the only way you can do that, sometimes when I talk to them on the Elite Access, the people, they still go in zombie mode. They're still going in zombie mode and they don't fucking listen to me. And then what happened afterwards is that when I talk to them, I have to Skype with them or call them because they're fucking zombies and explain to the zombie that, you know, and then they finally get it after an hour because their brain. So I always tell the zombies, you'll never understand John Elite. You'll never understand John Elite. Ever. What goes on in here is like the general or Elon Musk. And I'm like Elon Musk, and I'm giving you strategies. And so that's what you want to do is the first principles. You want to follow that and you do something like that. And and then afterwards, then you become like successful. And that's how he talks, like successful. And that's Dogecoin for the win. So, that's how it's like. But they never use a Skype, and you shouldn't be laughing because you're one of those people that don't use their fucking Skypes. It's like, what the Shogun method? What the fuck? You should be using your Skype. What's wrong with you? You know, you'll be mind fucked if you use your Skype. You're like, holy shit! Like, I can literally just see all your mistakes and everything, and like and shave off like 10 years off of your time of game. That's the funny thing, because the know-it-alls are like, They don't see the problems. So, as I'm saying, sociopaths has opinions as facts. They need to win at all costs. They're delusional. And part of the reason is that you're a know-it-all is because you dismiss what I'm saying because you always say, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that, chumley. You can disagree with but you can't disagree with my student results. And nobody would think the solution is so easy. Social skills, social calibrations. Nope. But it's actually, you're complicating the game. If it's 7% words or verbals, as they call it, it's a verbals this or conversational skills. Not social skills, just some zombie sounding overcomplicated social skills. Social skills is 10 times more advanced, harder than any zombie technical game. You find it so impressive for a zombie game because you're autistic. You're autistic and you think, Todd Valentine is coming up with all these interesting concepts and it sounds complicated for a zombie, For you zombies, you just, I think you remember. Of course I fucking remember. All the students, I remember every fucking student. When Marco came back, he's like, hey, John, you remember me? I was like a Van Damme looking Latino. I was like, yeah, I remember trading you. After one Skype, right? What happened? It's like, I got 2 girlfriends. It's like, great. And I can't stop calling him zombie because he's ADHD as fuck. But yeah, I don't remember all this stuff about everyone. I just can't believe you didn't use your Skype. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's like, hey, Elon, right? I know better than you. I have your course. Therefore, I can think just like you now with my Shogun method. No, I remember everything. I remember everything from every, you could have been like a student and you would have got laid like within maybe for you. So you're a know-it-all. It might take you about less than 2 months, maybe 1 month and 3 weeks because your mindsets are kind of slow. Yeah, your mindsets are kind of slow, right? Because, when you have to think about like the teachability, when you score an out of 10, what is it really scoring out of 10? Because you're a know-it-all. So it's like 0 out of 10. And what about changeability or adaptability? A very slow adapter. You should be adding me on Skype, but taking forever because you can't adapt. So I'll give that a 0. And the skills, I don't know your skills, but it's probably like 1 or 2 or something. And your belief needs to be higher. And your thoughts and feelings are kind of fucked. Your thoughts and feelings are kind of screwed up, and they need to be much better. So therefore, your overall mindsets are not high enough, chumley. All right. So autistic zombies, they can only do 2 steps. Like I said, like a Pentium. 2. 3 cores fry their brain, and zombies are so stupid. Because they think, this is some kind of less is more kind of game. This is about some minimalistic game. The know-it-alls, they hear it once from me. When I give advice to one of the students from Elite Access, and they always breathe in. They're always like a vacuum cleaner. They're like, they'll fuck up my throat. So I'd say, listen, you got to move right now while you still can. So you can be closer to the malls and stuff. You're in the middle of nowhere. They're like, and then they fucking die. They like run out of feel, like no brains left, right? No brains left. The zombies need brains to feel themselves and slow learning pieces of shit. ADHD. It's like trying to explain calculus to a zombie. They don't understand calculus. Like John's trying to teach them like social skills, and you're like, hey zombie, how you gonna learn them social skills? But they're just so busy eating other people's brains. Because the zombies love to eat the brains. And that's the thing, though. How you teach something that just keeps eating brains and just uses gaming tactics because they can't use social skills. You need to stop eating the brains, The brains. So, the know-it-all, they hear it once and they never heard it before because R.S.D. Tyler never said that. It's like, well, if R.S.D. Tyler or Todd or self-proclaimed guy never said something like this before, but then I tell them something new, and they're just like, they breathe in like a vacuum cleaner. And then they freeze up, and they're like, I never heard this before, so I can't do it because I don't understand it, because my zombie brain does not understand it, right? So therefore, I'm not going to do it because I need to understand before I do something. Before I turn on the light bulb, I need to understand all the wires, what's the pluses, and what's all the negatives. I need to understand every detail because I'm a slow fuck. No, you just have to turn on the light switch. When you finally do it, then you know the lesson afterwards. Then you know the lesson. Like when another student was resisting, it's like, I don't want to get a haircut, John. Just like how zombies talk. Like they talk like the guy from Pawn Stars. Hey, Chumley, like all zombies talk like this from now on. And yeah. So he's like a know-it-all. And he realized later on the hairstyle helped a lot. And he pulled the woman home. He's like, John, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. That's the thing. You'll never understand me. Okay, so the next thing you want to learn is that it's a skill-based game. This is what the zombies do not understand. It's a skill-based game. So what are the 4 pieces of skills? Let's draw a triangle, shall we? Okay. So for all skills, there's like 4 pieces around. I gotta stop talking like that. So for skills, there's always like 4 pieces. All right. So when I tell the zombie, the first one's called unconscious incompetence. So it's like the old man, when I teach him, he has no idea what his mistakes are, just like you over there. You know, just like you over there, you don't know what your mistakes are. You think you know everything, the Shogun method and all that bullshit. And even I know a Shogun method because I field tested every system out there in the world. Like every system I know. Because I field tested it all, discard all that shit, keep that 1% of zombie game, which I'm going to squash. And then it becomes like conscious incompetence. That means you're finally aware of your mistakes because I pointed it out. I finally pointed it out and you're like, oh, now I know my mistakes, you know? Oh, I can't believe that. But you keep repeating the same fucking mistakes. And then you go back into zombie mode and then you forget everything. You go back down to unconscious incompetence. Because you don't know what you don't know, because it's like a glacier. It's like that Indian guy who shows up, hates on me, saying, I want to learn some game shit. Oh, fuck you, you fucking zombie. And then afterwards, it's called conscious competence. Oh, but here's the thing, though. It's not automatic. It takes a little bit of practice to learn how to do a little bit of fucking, you know, shit, you know? Like fucking, it takes some effort. You got to focus. You got to be like, I got to do this. It's not automatic yet, you know? It's not automatic yet for Krav Maga or martial arts. And then you reach the level of natural, which is the unconscious competence. You see that? You have to move your way up. And this is what people find that's so difficult with my system. They're like, John, so really? I gotta learn like some skills and stuff, you know? But skills are hard, like social skills and all that stuff, zombie. Like, zombie for a zombie brain? Like, what if I don't retain it, you know? Yeah, sometimes they get their lays and stuff, and they don't practice the social skills, right? They don't move back up here. They're stuck here for just a little bit of foot in there. And they go back down to conscious incompetence. Oh, no, I know I'm making mistakes again, but I'm so ego tripping, you know, because I'm a zombie. I just got laid, and then therefore my ego is all the way up. My self-esteem is all the way down, you know? It's like that. And now they stop practicing the thing that got them to the party in the first place. They stop practicing. And then over time, they go back to unconscious incompetence and they come back to me. The students that did very well with the London student. 10 fuck buddies, 11 women, 2 models, a 5-some in Daygame. Fuck that Tinder shit. Tinder is not even a game. Tinder is not even a game. It's like, why is Tinder something? It's nothing. But they're making it something. Doesn't make any sense to me. To my zombie mind, when there's no social skills and social calibrations or emotions. It's just some text game where it's not like Daygame text game. It's more like, you know, get her out as fast as possible before she can block you or report you over Tinder. And then, you know, your account gets fucking shadow banned and you waste like more money becoming a VPN expert. And then you spend like thousands of dollars for this bullshit. You know, and then you have to like unmatch her because she's gonna fucking, you know, report you then. So that's Daygame, getting her out faster. That's not even text game for Daygame. It will never work. And that's the funny thing. I can get the students out, even the 5'3" students, the women, the dates. I already showed it on my blog. Just one text is like, send her this, copy and paste it. She comes on out, and then another 5'3" student, just copy this and copy that. And they're like, really? Just fucking send her this. Then she comes out and meets them again. So this whole 10% shit that women comes out is bullshit. All right. So now that you know that, skills has 4 steps. and you know that. These 4 steps are not easy. And this is why a lot of people don't like my game. It's like, John, why don't you make a game that's more compatible for zombies? Hey, everyone else, that's the reason why they go to a game. Game is more compatible because they feel like games are a shortcut. The zombies, they think the game is a shortcut. They love the shortcuts, but in reality, the shortcut is the long cut. And the long cut is actually the shortcut. Because the students get laid so fast. You already see like the guy in 1 week already laid. Elite 30. It's like, what the fuck? But nobody understands me because they're all zombies, The dating coaches are all zombies. The POAs are all zombies. They're all zombies. And so when I look at Johnny Elite, they're just like, what the fuck is this guy teaching? This fucking Chinese guy. What the fuck is he teaching the world? Doesn't make any sense to their zombie brains because it's like, oh, it's complicated. But it looks like simple, It's like minimalistic. It doesn't make any sense to me. No, it makes sense to the rest of the population, okay? But it doesn't make sense to them. So use your Skypes. Basically, sacrifice the pawn or 2 of them. So in chess, it's almost like you take away the smallest pieces so you can find out what your mistakes are. So the thing is that, oh, but John, I don't want to use my Skypes. I got to save them. That's what they always say. I got to save my Skypes. Because if I don't save my Skypes, I want to use them up, right? But listen, zombie, if you don't use your Skypes, then you don't know what your mistakes are. It's like, oh, but John's going to try to use a value ladder and make me go to Elite Access. No, I don't even mention Elite Access. So don't worry, zombies. They actually beg afterwards, the Skype, to join me. And I was like, are you sure that you're even teachable, zombie? And they're like, John, please train me. I want Elite Access. And I was like, well, why the fuck should I train you? It's like, I need a little bit more help. I don't want to use up the Skypes and stuff. Oh, fuck. If you have to resist me, and I always say the same shit. I have 3 rules. Number 1, no fucking excuses. You make an excuse, you're out. Number 2, don't act like a fucking victim. And number 3, right? No opinions. I don't give a shit about your opinion. You haven't earned the right of your own opinion, zombie. So after that, glad you're finding this entertaining. But in a chess game, you must be able to get rid of 1 or 2 of the Skypes to know what the enemy will do, to take out their rook, to take out their bishop, to take out their queen. You have to take that stuff out. Sometimes it's worth sacrificing a Skype or 2. So don't worry, you got like more Skypes and stuff, but they usually cost like $300. Holy shit, who pays that kind of money? Well, Marco did. So lots of people do for infill analysis. So sacrifice the pawn and sacrifice that. You couldn't even figure this stuff out because your mental filter, your glasses, are so fucked. You're like, oh, look at me. I'm trying to save my Skypes and I've been out of the house. Yeah, but I have to actually write my name there, John Elite, and how many Skypes you have. Until you actually do that, you don't even have a fucking Skype. So this is you, like, oh, but my glasses is distorted, right? My glasses is distorted, but I'm gonna save my Skype. You're doing exactly everything I'm saying that the zombies do. I'm gonna save my Skypes and keep reading the Shogun method because it's a dark type of manipulative game. The Shogun method, right? This is bullshit. It's like, John, your system's like kind of like the Shogun method. It's a little bit dark and it's just fucking marketing. But I have to change your glasses and then finally get you back on track. Use one style of game. Stop laughing. It's not funny. It's not funny, dude. Why are you laughing? Are you like busting a gut or something? Maybe that's a good thing to lose a little bit of weight, busting a gut during COVID-19, Like zombies, like they bust a gut, because they eat too much brains. They eat too much brains because they're zombies. So now because you're calling me out. Oh, okay, that's funny. Yeah, because you're a fucking narcissist. When I call you out, your ego is tripped. You'll be tripping and shit because your ego is being attacked. So therefore, low self-esteem, high ego. So yeah, that's a problem. You want to work on that? Yes, I probably am. So, all right. So they bring their zombie knowledge from other zombie courses, then they try to see it from their own mental filter, the Shogun method. When I correct them through Skype, it penetrates their mental filter, just like I'm doing now during this YouTube live, when I'm calling out this student over here, potential student, when he actually contacts me, and then I can finally add him on Skype. So, all right. So if I send a message on WhatsApp, it's just changing. It doesn't change the prescription of their glasses. You send them the message, and they're reading it from their zombie brain. You know, they're like, "Oh, I see this message. John's telling me to do this and that. Talk slower and do a." I don't understand it. Marco didn't understand it, but he did it anyways, and he pulled two women home. So, listen to John, guys. Good afternoon. Yeah, Marco over here. What's up? I was just talking about you and how you pull two women home, but then you still need a little bit more training, Marco, and therefore you need to use a sexual connection. It's not about just escalating. You gotta deal with objections too and all this other stuff, and you gotta slow down your speech. You're a fast talker. So we'll Skype soon, and we'll go over your infield analysis. Okay. So for the first one, because you got Elite 30 now, and now you're no longer a zombie because you went through the course and already you pulled two women home. You almost fucked them, but you didn't get the audio for some unknown fucking reason, Marco. You disappoint me, Chumley. All right. So I message them. They don't get it in their zombie brain. Until it's environmental exposure, they have to call them, and they're like, okay, I'll finally change my mind. All Marco did was he worked on how to be more teachable. That's it. How to let go, It's rough now when you pull women home. You got like two girlfriends entering my training. Of course, his belief index is much higher than the other students. He started believing in himself again. He realized that he can do it. And now, with his fashion and everything, his elevator shoes, he's just weighing their pussies left and right, So, looking for a second date with a girl, meeting them all, blue eyes, curly hair. Sweet. So you just set that up and get near your place, and and then just hang out on your place afterwards, and then try to close the deal and use the first Skype. I'll teach you about the sexual connection and how you're supposed to be closing the deal. Dealing with objections, it's not just seeing the pole, because zombies like to see the pole and they're just tall and white and nothing happens. Just like you pull women home, two of them. You're even better than the other dating coaches. So who the fuck just texted me? Oh, no, it's just the one. All right, let's continue. So, sacrifice one of the two Skypes, get a diagnosis of how bad your zombie game is, and be human again. Okay, the next concept is called burning steaks versus a recipe. For a lot of you, this is very interesting. So what does it mean by burning steaks? A steak costs a lot of money. It's like $20 or $25, depending where you live. So one of my old students, he would just improve by 1%. So instead of just shooting a gun, he'd be shooting like a zombie. He'd be like a black person. He'd shoot like sideways. He shoots sideways. It's like, no, zombie. You're not supposed to be shooting a gun sideways. You need to use the proper stance and everything, proper handling and everything, but you just shoot sideways, even if I shoot sideways, I can still hit the target just fine, Who gives a shit? Like, I can use either eye, that's the left eye, too, of all things. This is what they call the center axis relock. This is what they did in John Wick, in the movie, the first one, in the nightclub, where he just, in the second movie, too, during the, the big outdoor DJ scene, when he shoots them like this, doom, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, but anyways, I digress. So, having said that, burning steaks. What does it mean by burning steaks? Imagine that somebody handed you a $25 piece of steak, ribeye, or maybe like a T-bone, something expensive, like a filet. I eat a lot of steaks. Having said that, and I had to teach you how to improve. So rather than improving, you know what they do? They just slightly modify it. It's almost like they lift up the sword and they drop the shield. They're focusing on that one thing to improve on the fucking thing. I'm gonna sear a little bit better for this steak. It smells kind of nice. I'm gonna sear the steak a little bit. Oh fuck! I also forgot the butter. I burned everything else. So now they lift up the sword. They drop the shield. They lift up the shield. They drop the armor. So oh fuck! All my armor fell off. Now they get the armor back up, and then they drop their sword. It's like because they're autistic. They can't do more than 2 steps. And the corpus calcium, part of the brain in the middle, the interconnection signal, does not work. It's weak. So therefore, they don't learn the skills in their neural pathways in their brain. The Millennium sheath,
the part of the brain is almost like a jacket, does not strengthen. So they keep making the same mistakes over and over because they're zombies.
That's exactly it. They're like zombies. So closing rate needs to go higher and higher. Yeah, learn some fucking skills first, you know, instead of SMVing it. You know, even with the fashion, you already pull 2 women home, and just a few tweaks to your conversation. Your ability to speak is shit. Seriously, zombie, you talk like Chum Lei, you know, like very disappointing, very, very disappointing. So that needs to be worked on. We got to rebuild your lung capacity. You're a bit quiet, but we'll talk about that in the future. So zombies cannot see their own mistakes. They'll burn like 99% of the stakes, and then they're like they'll shoot all wrong like this, and then they finally, after 99 shots, then they finally could hit one right exactly right in the middle. You know, they finally could hit the target, the zombies. But they have to fuck up 99% of the time, like RSD victims, where your first 1,000 approaches doesn't count. Your first 1,000 approaches doesn't count. And then they fuck everything up, and they finally get it right once. And then overall, they have like 99% bad habits, and they have 1% good habits. And the bad habits overtakes the good habits. I need to stop talking like that. I need to stop propane accessories. Damn it, Dale. I'm Hank Hill. So, anyways. So, let's see. Zombies can't see their own mistakes. They can't perceive it. Like Marco over here. Marco was always like, I think this is my mistake. And I was like, no, zombie. That is not your mistake. It's something else. It's not that mistake. It's definitely something else. So, with their zombie perceptions, and it's almost impossible for them to be conscious competent since they aren't conscious competent, since they aren't even aware of their mistakes. And when I try to show, for example, for their 50-year-old or 52-year-old man now, he was training under me. He can't see his own mistakes. So I play the audio back to him, and it's like, all the zombies say the same thing. I could tattoo it right on my arm. I listened to the audio, and I thought it sounded pretty good. They say exactly the same shit. I listened to the audio, and I thought it sounded pretty good. And it's like, oh, fuck. So we have to break everything down into indicators. How fast is the speed? You know, are they hitting the right notes? Are they congruent? Are they this? Are they that? And then afterwards, I have to score them all. So sometimes he goes up, sometimes he goes down. Whenever you focus on one area, improving it, other areas go down. It's like lifting up the sword and dropping the shield. It's like lifting up the shield and dropping the armor. And then it's like lifting the armor and dropping the shield. And then lifting up the shield. They focus on one thing, they lose it. It's like a checklist of things you have to do. So what is it besides burning stakes? What is it besides burning stakes? It's about following a recipe. It's like baking a cake. It's like baking a souffle, a very expensive chocolate dessert by French chefs. Bonjour, like the French chefs, you know. Mademoiselle, like the things that you have to learn is that it's really hard to follow the recipe because our zombies have to do it their way. They're zombies. Isn't Canada locked down where you're gaming? Yeah, parts of it is locked down, but it really depends, you know. It really depends. So right now, I'm just saying, like, there's parts of it is still locked down, but slowly opening up a little bit. But we were locked down for quite a while. There's a lot of Delta variants going around here. And although there are some people vaccinated, I'm not been vaccinated. So, yes. But eventually open up a little bit. So, but slowly is like opening up. It's been taking a long time to really fully open again. But restaurants and stuff, I think they're going to close it back down again soon because of the Delta variant. The Delta variant. So having said that, so follow the recipe. That's the hard thing because they feel like they have to cook instead of bake. They'll never, ever get it, the zombies. Because think about how hard is it for a zombie to bake. Like, John, there's so many recipes, right? There's like a checklist of things I have to do over and over. But my brain is very, very slow, and I'm a zombie. I can't do this properly, John. Oh my God. When you teach all the students all these skills, it's just not clicking because all the drills and stuff, I'm a zombie. That's a big problem. bake, not fucking fry and fuck up the steaks. Because after you throw away 99 steaks and have one good one, you built the bad habit of 99 steaks. This is why RSD Todd or RSD and all this shit is really just spam approaching with the mindsets, taking massive action without massive calibration, without following the right steps in Elite 30. Do you understand that, zombies? All right, let's continue. So the next advice I have for you guys, and that's a very good advice. Yes, very good advice. Yes, very good advice. Yes, very good. So get a cheap $30 mirror from Walmart to get some feedback. Record yourself with your camera while you're recording the mirror thing. Then go out there and approach. Hell, you can. Some of my students even print a picture of a woman that is their 10 out of 10. So they can feel the cortisol, because with zombie and cortisol, you offend zombies in your marketing for other dating coaches. The zombies will come and attack you like in a horde. And you don't want to be attacked by zombies. Therefore, if they're attacking, then they can't be like extracting money out of the pockets as if they're Anthony Fauci, who's caused all the problems in the first place. He funded the Wuhan lab. And then afterwards, he created the problems. And then he's like in charge and giving authority. He can gaslight. That's the thing about dating coaches. As soon as you worship them, the zombies will listen 100%. Their teachability or coachability is 10 out of 10. Their changeability or adaptability is 10 out of 10 again. They listen to everything. So therefore, the dating coaches can tell them as many lies like Anthony Fauci. Hey guys, Anthony Fauci here. I can tell so many lies. I'm a complete narcissist, I'm a complete narcissist. Wuhan lab. Rand Paul, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know. Fuck, I'm gonna lose my voice. Talking like Anthony Fauci. I'm gonna lose my voice. I did not fund the Wuhan lab. I'm gonna change the definition again of the half-truth pill. It's no longer called gain of research. Quite frankly, Rand Paul, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm Anthony Fauci. I'm Anthony Fauci. You don't know what you're talking about. Everybody should be taking a shot, getting vaccinated. Yeah, like people really trust him now because that's the half-truth pill. The half-truth pill will adapt to whatever you say. It's not funny. It's not funny because it's a matter of life and death, For COVID-19. It's a matter of life and death. So, I'm Rand Paul and Anthony Fauci, you're a disgrace. You're a disgrace. Did you not fund the Wuhan lab? So basically, the gain of function, quite frankly, you don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Paul. You don't know what you're talking about. So, now I'm changing the definition. It's no longer gain of function. It is just function. What? It's just function, Mr. Paul. So that's the thing. The half-truth pill will just change the definitions. Oh, now being bald, right? The students who are bald and join elite students are getting women 4 to 6 points above the look scale. Well, I'm going to change the definition of that and gaslight you with the half-truth pill. Oh, looks don't matter now because I'm just changing the goalposts. I'm Anthony Fauci. Quite frankly, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm the authority here. That's why you got to listen to me. I'm the authority here. I'll change the half-truth pill what I see fit, Mr. Paul. Quite frankly, you don't know what you're talking about. So, that's the thing about the half-truth pill. Get yourself a mirror and practice. 16 hours a day like the student, drill for oil, is not the shiny object syndrome. Because a lot of you motherfuckers are course junkies. You go from one course to another because of fear of missing out. FOMO, FOMO. That's the problem. When you're like doing FOMO and stuff, you can't focus on the drilling for oil, You're missing out, right? You think you're going to be missing the important information, but you'll be gaslighted by me. You're moving up an escalation ladder, a value ladder.
and you'll be part of the treatment and not the cure. That's Anthony Fauci.
That's what they do. They'll give you the fucking treatment after treatment, after treatment, after treatment. You become good without approaching. For example, you only want to learn Elite 30 for specific women. If you practice in front of the mirror, like some of my students, the London student barely even approached. He just kept practicing in front of the mirror. He kept doing the drills. And when he went out there, he just kept getting one insta date after another. But John, the zombies all think you have to approach. No, the more you approach without knowing the feedback, the more you develop bad habits. Then you SMV it. Not everyone has SMV. So therefore, game is just vibing the SMV. Game of function or gain of function. It's like I'll lose my voice. I stop talking like Anthony Fauci. It's kind of like a sushi table. The sushi goes in a circle, or like a luggage goes in a circle. Then it goes back around. Then it goes in a circle again. That's all game is. It's just that your suitcase is the value. Your looks, money, and status. 3 suitcases. And it depends on the size. You're black, 8 out of 10. Big suitcase. Long dicks, big suitcase. And then just boom. Every flirt, every DHV story, it's just the suitcase going up to the women, demonstrating higher value. It's just vibing their SMV. You see that? That's all it is. Every flirt, every push-pull, it's just vibing their SMV. Vibing it. What happens when your suitcase is very small and you're short and you're like 5'3", like a 5'3" student. And I got many 5'3" students. And they're still spam approaching like a fucking RSD victim. Doesn't make any sense to me. I stop talking. I can't talk. So they keep doing that over and over. That's not how it works. But that's what game is. Game is just a value delivery system of what's in the suitcase. Going in the circle. Like a sushi tray that goes in a circle until, just vibing the value. So it's all about value. Skills bring up more value. It's all about value. Skills add 5 points to your value. Fashion adds more points to your value. Makes you look richer. Husband material. It's all related. It's all related. Nice watches makes you more husband material. It's all related. It's all related. It's just about adding more points, And that's just the thing, though. That's just the thing, By adding more points and stuff, you can sell propane and propane accessories. Damn it, Dale. Boomhauer, man, talking like fucking about the SME and shit. They don't really understand like the suitcase concept and stuff. Like when damn man, like so. All right. So that's the shiny object syndrome. Always got to find a new shiny object course. Oh no, you got to hunt for treasure. I go for this course, then I go for that course. You should go for the course that has the most late testimonials. So I don't have to invent new courses. This is like the Pfizer vaccine, and the other one's like the Moderna. You're like using something else. You're like using some Remdesivir or whatever it's called. Just one treatment after another. I cut out the tumor with my courses, and for you guys like go for one treatment after another, like the chemotherapy. That's a problem, especially when you do that. So fashion and hairstyle is important. Why make it harder on yourself? Use your Skypes or ask me for fashion advice during Skypes. Every single student dressed very, very similar, but almost the same. So don't reinvent the wheel. Don't find your own fashion since you have to SMV it. And you can't use muscles every way, Mr. Paul, and fucking steroid your way out of every problem with vaccines, So even elevator shoes will help my students ask for suggestions. I tell them what to do. As long as you're above 5'9", that's the cutoff point. When you hear bullshit like, what, guys? I got plenty of short students that, get later in my coaching. I got plenty of tall students without facial expressions. And, and they don't always get laid. They're like in the single digit lay count. And that's the thing, though, because, I got plenty of students that, can't move my face, but it's like the song, I can't feel my face, Anyways, but that was the thing, because shorts, and then they show like a fucking short student and they even fucking pull, or they even get laid from the fucking boot camp, and that's the example. 2 fucking lay testimonials. That's their theories. Stupid. All right, I digress. So don't depend on women's advice for fashion either, because a woman's always trying to comfort you. They're always trying to comfort you. So they can't teach other fishermen how to fish. They're just there to comfort you. It's like kids you know, and they're just here to comfort you, to take your money. So if you're Asian or Indian and you dress Wuhan wash or Bollywood wash by default, then you say to yourself like, John, I'm whitewash, right? With your Bollywood wash fucking fashion mental filter that is fucked through your vision in your glasses, cock blocking yourself. Fuck. Glasses look stupid on my. Do I look smart or I look stupid? Don't answer that question. I look stupid. All right. Oh, it's so clear now. What the fuck? All right. So grit. The next thing I can say to you is develop thick skin. Asians in general have very thin skin during COVID-19 because they're ego trippers. So for the Asians, it doesn't take them that many approaches. At first, they spam approach and they're like, John, yes, I can do it. But eventually, let's go for another formula up here. Another formula. So for the Asians, this is what's happening then in COVID-19. They start over here with a lot of potential. They feel like they have a lot of potential. It's so stupid. Why am I wearing this fucking shit? Looks like fucking nerdy ass shit. Fucking lost. And then over here they go to the actions. They're not using Elite 30. They're dismissing it. They're just taking more action. They love to spam approach like RSD victims. And over here, their results happen, which is shit. But because they're wearing Johnny Elite's fucking blazers and fucking clothing and all that stuff. And guess what happened? They're getting compliance. Now they're ego tripping. And then what happens over here is their belief changes a little bit. But they ignore your fucking advice for skills. So now their potential is a little bit lower. There's fucking zombies are just like repeating the same fucking mistakes, not teachable compared to the other ethnicities. They don't have thin skin. The results are shit. Their belief goes down and it just keeps going in a downward spiral because they have low fucking SMV. And this chart is only good for that 1% of RSD victims, that 1%. They go in the upward spiral, but they do so many fucking approaches, they burn themselves out. So what can I suggest for the Asians? I told this new Asian zombie, that's why I call him, that you don't have as much energy as you think. You think you can do it forever. Most of them could easily burn out during COVID-19 if they're not improving their skill set. They're so busy resisting, so busy not being teachable or changeable for the 5 mindsets. Their skills are not growing in the body language. And they're so busy just ego tripping. Yeah, I know, John, make another excuse. Then they downplay it because they're Asian. And after they downplay it, they try to soften the blow so it doesn't hurt their fucking ego. Their fucking ego. That's what the Asians are like. Their ego gets hurt, they get butt hurt. They have low self-esteem, high ego. They have no fucking emotions whatsoever. They have feelings. They got butt hurt feelings. But, if you put your hand on the stove, you'll feel something. You're just reacting to the stimuli. You don't have any fucking real emotions. That's the problem when I teach these people. So if you're not learning social calibrations and social skills, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your life. Seriously, develop some thick skin. So the Asian zombies can never take the shortcut. They got to take the long cut, Johnny Elite. They have to always downplay the problem and procrastinate. If you're socially calibrated, you don't stand out as a zombie. She forgets the approach in 20 minutes. That means if you're perfectly calibrated from Elite 30, you think she fucking remembers that you approached her in 20 minutes? No. She'll say, it's another confident guy that's talking to me. What a nice guy. She'll go on with her day. And here you are, fucking beating yourself up. Like, oh no, I just gonna eat some bat soup and blow my fucking brains out. Right? It's like, what the fuck? I'm upset. And the zombies are like, I'm so upset. I'm butthurt. She doesn't fucking remember after 20 minutes, you fucking zombie. if you're well dressed, well calibrated. She doesn't remember your approach. She will not remember you, even if you approached again in a few days. She wouldn't, because you're calibrated. And the RSD zombies, they'll remember. Women remember you if you're not calibrated. They'll remember you. They'll post you on fucking forum groups and say, that creep motherfucker is being creepy around women. Of course, they'll remember you. And it's even worse when you're in a small town and you don't want to learn Elite 30 and you want an ego trip and fight me on every fucking thing I have to say. Because I didn't want to learn. All right. Next thing is that you should be using a shotgun method. That means 6 approaches or revolver game. So Asians need to pick 6 approaches. And you got these self-proclaimed high lay count guys saying, I'm not going to spend like 6 hours out there. No, in 1 hour, you can pick 6 women. You don't have to mystery method it. Misery method. His predecessor, Mystery. 2001 OG, motherfuckers. Mystery 2003. So like Mystery was the first one. No, Johnny Elite was the first one. The first one of the zombie game. OG. Original gangster, motherfuckers. So having said that, fuck Mystery. If his stuff is only 2 late testimonials or 1 for ABCs of narcissism for COVID, just one fucking testimonial. But that company is ABCs of low self-esteem. They only appeal to low self-esteem Asian men. The ones that, I don't believe in myself, huh? What, women love me? It's like, what the fuck? Before you come to my coaching, grow a fucking pair of balls here. I'm looking for students that at least have a minimal amount of human belief in themselves. Zombies. Asian zombies. With bad hair and everything. They're like, these are like the zombies with the baggy clothing, bad hair, and bad accents. Of course, you'd be falling for these RSD programs and these ABCs of low self-esteem programs. But I can tell you this. It's outside in, not inside out. You have to succeed on the outside, like Marco over here. Then his belief goes up. You see that? Now he trusts me, and now he's easier to teach. He's in the upward spiral now. He could finally listen to me on Skype. And for the Asians who are just fucking changing your beliefs first, you think by changing your belief, your potential will go up, which is not true. And then you go out there like an Asian person, like a narcissist. You don't get any results. And you stick to night game, you give up, and then your butt hurts. You go in night game because you need a fucking plan B. Because you're a zombie. Stupid. Give a thumbs up if you hear what I'm saying and you're feeling what I'm saying. So use a shotgun or revolver game. Just approach a woman that you find hot enough, you're willing to fuck her. Or a revolver game, 6 approaches. This is what I'm bringing to the table. Or a 3-round burst, like RoboCop. You're going to approach the same 6, but you're going to use a little bit of social skills for some of the other 2 sets to strengthen that one approach. 6 approaches. Imagine if 6 approaches you don't get laid, somebody shoots you, metaphorically speaking. So you have no choice except to do it. With someone, we're pointing a gun at your loved ones, right? Metaphorically speaking, will you do it? Will you finally choose different sets? Of course you will. You will ignore the 3-second rule because that's for nightclubs. That's not for fucking day game. You could approach the first one if you use sniper game. And sniper game, I can tell you, is the stuff that I teach in the boot camps. And I can do that in front of the students in the first approach. And, you see the infields. But I digress. You can do it on the first approach. It doesn't have to be like, the problem is that when you are trying to find gold underneath a rock, and there's only like 10% gold, that's my stats. Autistic, therefore, no social skills outside the stats is 10%. Pakistani mentor, 95%. Stupid. Of the text comes out. It bangs most of them, if not all. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about when they talk about Daygame. They have no fucking lay testimonials to back up what they're saying. They have nothing. Todd V fucking just walks in the cab. Todd V, congratulations. You walked in the cab. You should just be called Insta-date. Not exactly a Poland flow. Todd Valentine. Why be such a narcissist? All right. I digress. So, when you do more of this kind of game, it's like poker. Oh yeah, it's like a game of skill. Yeah, white people have more chips in poker. They'll be more forgiven. More forgiven. But if you're gonna play a game of poker and you have less chips, why don't you fold, all in, bluff your way, beat everybody. They all like give up, and one guy is challenging you across the table. You fucking smoke him with your hand, and you take all his fucking money. This is how you should approach. You should not fight every fucking battle in the battlefield. Imagine what they're doing. The 10% stats. Let's go approach every fucking woman. 3-second rule. If she's good enough looking or a certain threshold or some bullshit, go approach her. That's what they think. But guess what? That's like going in the battlefield and fighting every fucking skirmish. You're going to waste a lot of fucking time. You should be maneuvering to the objectives. And it doesn't have to be 6 hours. You could do it in 1 hour with 6 approaches. Hell, you can do it within 30 minutes and 6 approaches by choosing those 6. The ones with the light switches open. And learning how to fold. Stupid. And you can even do that with the hot women. There's no saying that you have to use the shotgun method. There's no saying that. I'm bringing the 6-shot method and the 3-round burst. But sniper game has already been invented. That's why I teach. So, infield, you see sniper game. But I digress. So speed of implementation is everything. The hard cases, impossible cases, unteachable cases, they love to resist and procrastinate. They like to delay their lane. You know? It's like a country that goes to war but never leaves, like the United States. Until now, until Biden wants to do the opposite of all the other stuff. But it just drains the economy. No country has ever benefited from long delays or protracted warfare. But somehow you run your life like that. You always think, I have until tomorrow, Chumley. But your zombie brain always thinks you have time. But in a blink of an eye, you are much older, just like me. A few years go by in an instant. And while myself, I don't age much because I'm Asian, you guys do. You'll never get the time back. Zombies do not respect your time. The zombies, the time can vaporize. 5 years can go in a blink of an eye. And they're like, fuck, where did it go? Well, a couple of years went by because of the pandemic. And then a few years went by because you're playing a zombie game. This is why they think that they can ignore my courses, FOMO, fear of missing out with all these other zombie courses. And they think they have enough time. But every course that they take, every coaching that they take that's not Johnny Elite, they're adding 3 years of mistakes to their life. And it takes like a couple years to fix it. They're stuck with the bad habits of a zombie. Do you understand that? Then they have to fight the habits. It's like the roots grow in the roots. And then afterwards they have to fight with my new roots that are growing. But then it has to overcome their one. But they can't because they're all stuck. Now their whole brain is jumbled like a fucking mess, you know? It's like brains, like zombies splatter everywhere. Because they're like fucking stupid ass zombies, you know? All right. So, you pick the wrong dating coaches, you're going to be stuck with a zombie game. If you're a lazy spam approacher thinking game is the shortcut, your social skills and social calibrations is the real shortcut. So revolver game, 3-round burst. It's okay to bang somebody in the first approach. That is not the hottest. Just for reference experience. But your second approach will be much better when your vibe is better. And then the third one will be better too. Just start somewhere. You know, start somewhere. Yeah, you can still play sniper game. That's fine. But also, don't forget, you can also play 6-round revolver game. It's fine. Get some reference experience. Then work your way up. You can start your way up afterwards when your vibe is good. You can approach all 9s for all I fucking care. But get those few lays in first. Get the fucking reference experience. Okay, let's see what else. If the body language is calibrated, it creates attraction. This is what people don't realize. Before Elite 30, I couldn't get that many Asian students laid. Elite 30 was the key to everything. So, body language, it creates attraction. What I mean by that is that by using the right Elite 30 body language, it gradually goes up in attraction. So the shotgun method, not the shogun. No, fuck that. No, forget about the shogun method, Ravel.
The Shogun method is bullshit method. It's a marketing method of stupid zombie game. You understand, Ravel?
If you have the right body language, it's like a Wi-Fi signal. If you have the right body language, 45 degrees, talking with her, neck out, chest out, and you're talking with her and she's feeling very comfortable, facial expressions, the right tonality, relaxation, you talk to her over and over, she's going to start to build her attraction up, Rather than spiking the emotions like a fucking zombie because they have no fucking body language, over here to the Insta-date, it'll gradually go up, It'll gradually go up and up and up and up and up. And once in a while, you can flirt. You see that? You can flirt. Whenever she's investing, you can flirt. Now you got this piece, right? And you also got this piece. This is like way more fucking social calibrations. And the social skills is what keeps her on the line. It's not just some 10-minute or the 10% bullshit. Because, you see that? It gradually goes up with the right body language. It creates attraction. So it's not about just finding gold underneath the rock. It's not about some fucking 3-second rule bullshit. You can't bring night game technology. I'm short.
Well, you want to start wearing some elevator shoes, You can like boost 3 inches to your height. And it's not about just working out, because if you're short and you're working out, you look stumpy. It doesn't matter, because you need to get the height first. Get as close as possible to 5'9". That's the magical number. When you're above 5'9", everything becomes a downhill battle. It's like the Battle of Gettysburg. It's like all a downhill battle. And then whenever you're like below that, it's like an uphill battle. And most of these dating coaches are above 5'9", and they have no idea what's it like to be short. They're just SMVing it. And with their shoes, they're even taller.
5'5", 6, 7, 8. So that means the elevator shoes will make you 5'8",
but that still makes you below 5'9". So it doesn't matter. You'll still experience an uphill battle because you don't make the height.
I have students that are 5'8", and they barely can get to 5'9", and the women still treats them the same. I don't know why women's brain likes the 5'9" height, but you got to think, what's the minimum effective dose? That means 20 out of 35. You can change certain things like your fashion, your hairstyle, stuff like that, like my students. You're not one of my students. I don't think so. Let me see. But you do have like a similar name to one of my other students. Let's see. Where is he? You're not like his brother, are you? No. No, I have another student that has a similar name as you.
He was a zombie. He was just like 5'8" or something, and he dated strippers and stuff, which is great. Under my training, but he ego tripping like crazy because he started wearing a blazer, When he wore a blazer, he started ego tripping because women finally gave him compliance. When they give him compliance, he started ego tripping, and then his low self-esteem and high ego, now he's fucking stuck. His eyes turn red, now they turn black. Like the Men in Black. And then afterwards, he's just stuck like a zombie that's just stuck against the corner of a wall.
I need to stop talking like that. So, all right. So, let's see what else. Yeah, so basically, if you have Elite 30 body language, it can kill up 2 birds with 1 stone. You get the attraction that's being built without spiking the attraction all day. Okay? Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is Elite 30 is the only way out. You have no other choice. You try more gaming tactics at 5'5". Yeah, I have 5'3" students. Good luck with that. Unless you have a very good lifestyle, good Instagram, you're fucked. You hear that, Mr. Paul? You're fucked. Anthony Fauci over here. Giving authority and stuff. But yet you'll be screwed if you try to go direct via Tinder street game. Stupid. Without facial expressions, without emotions, without congruency. It's not about the emotions. Emotions, women cannot actually feel your emotions on the inside. That's another big lie, like a half-truth pill. They can only see your facial expressions and the way your tonality. So if you feel something, like you're more connective like this, it's not that I feel it on the inside. It's that women, they scan your face. They look up and down at your value. But I sound like I'm more caring right now. But it's not always just about the facial expressions. It's also about the tonality. You see that? These two makes the feelings. I've looked over all the research about women and emotions. They don't feel emotions different than men. They can't feel the guy's emotion, but they can look at him and look at the subtle cues and the tonality and the facial expressions. That's why women always look at your vibe and look at your tonality. Then they can kind of get an interpretation of your emotions. They don't feel the exact same emotion. They feel like a replica version of your emotions, like a prototype. They don't feel the actual emotions. Hope that makes sense. That's not the same emotions. So all these people saying, "Oh, it's all about emotions and shit," they're just they're like a big zombie who basically are SMVing it with height and perceived natural status, and they have this false positive that, oh, it must be my emotions, even if they look pre-selected. All right, for social skills flow drill, use your Skypes. I'm losing my voice. And to learn over Skypes. Next thing is that you must believe in yourself. I can't talk like that no more. You must believe in yourself. Look at my students' lay testimonials. You must master the 5 mindsets. If you believe the 4th mindset, which is belief, you may not believe in yourself because you're Asian, but I don't require you to believe in yourself. Just follow the fucking steps. Then your belief will be built. Because the more you follow my steps, it's like a spine, like a vertebrae, like I talked about in my last video. A spine has 33 pieces. Crack, 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 crack. One of the students was not cracking his spine. He's always resisting. He's sending me the 6 infields week after week rather than every few days because I want to see his overall watch time. It's getting worse and worse. So I sent him a video on WhatsApp. I show him a movie called Source Code. So here's a student. Okay. I'm not going to show you his name, but I show him this clip from a movie.
Hello, everyone.
There's a movie called Source Code. Okay. For Source Code, it just kept repeating itself. This guy kept going in the train and kept blowing up, and he had to do the right things to fix it. So he'll always keep re-waking up back in it, and he say, "I don't know who you are," to the women. "I don't know who you are," and he keeps repeating this over and over again until he can finally solve the puzzle. And he just keeps failing and failing and failing and failing. Exactly, follow the steps. So it's 33 vertebrae. So I told the student at the end of the movie, in this thing, eventually he figures the way out. He figures how to get out of that train. He figured out who was responsible. He finally done all the steps. I'm basically telling you all the steps. You don't do it your way. I tell you all the steps, you get out of this train loop, this time loop, faster than you try to do it yourself. Oh, that makes sense. So the 5 mindsets are very simple. How teachable are you? I remember when I first scored Marco, it was very low. I believe that I sent you the 5 mindsets just to make sure I'm not bullshitting. All right? So I sent you the 5 mindsets just to make sure I'm not bullshitting. I sent you a picture of the 5 mindsets. And I wrote down on a whiteboard somewhere your fucking mindsets. And it was very, very low in the beginning. You just kept resisting. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, there's so many Hold on a second. Okay, I can't find it right now, unfortunately. But for the 5 mindsets, I wrote it somewhere. It has to be here somewhere. But it was super low in the beginning. It was very, very low. But now it's rise dramatically because the belief is there. So the 5 mindsets goes like this. And this is what you need to learn. How teachable are you, zombie? Out of 10. How adaptable or changeable are you, zombie? Out of 10. How much skills from unconscious incompetence to conscious incompetence, to conscious competence to unconscious competence, zombie? Out of 10. How much skills do you think you have? And for Marco, he was like, oh, 6 or 7. And I was like, maybe try 1 out of 10. You don't know what it's like to be 5'5" though. But I'm 5'7", so I do know what it's like to be 5 foot, shorter. And also, my students are like your height and shorter and still got laid, David. Do you know, you want to see my laid testimonials? I could show you so many short students, more than any other dating coach in the world. David, go look at my laid testimonials. And you try to tell me I don't know, because I teach these students. Yeah, go look at it. I have 480 laid pole testimonials. I'm nearly 500. How about this? Right now, I'll change my site so you can see it, okay? Sometimes I post a blog on it, but right now, I'm going to post the front of my site so you can see all the laid testimonials. This is just the stuff I posted. There's a lot of stuff I have not posted yet. Tons more. Tons more. All right. So a static page. Okay, let's go to the front page. Now take a look and scroll down. Okay, David, you're going to scroll down and check out my site. I'm going to copy and paste the address for you. Okay, bookmark it. Check it out. So here's my website. There it is. Hopefully it works. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it does work. So when you scroll down, you can see a lot of the laid testimonials. And there's a lot of short students. There's a lot of students that are just 5'3", 5'4", 5'5", 5'6", 5'7", 5'8", like every height, all the way up to 6'6". They all get the same results. And this is what you don't understand, David, because there's another algorithm that you haven't understood yet. 20 out of 35. 20 out of 35. What does that mean? You're going to learn a lot from this. All right? Because it's not just the height. It does matter. I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of them will lie to you. They'll be like, I got plenty of shorts. This is what they say, word for word. I got plenty of short students that are like counter example. I got plenty of tall. I actually have the fucking late testimonials to back it up, unlike them. So they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. 5'9". So looks is out of 10, David. Money equals out of 5 because Asians are rich, and it doesn't mean the white women will bang them because they're rich. Status is out of 10. So what does status involve? Asians are 1 out of 10 for the looks if they're whitewashed, and 0 out of 10 if they're Wuhan washed. So this status is race and lifestyle. Race and lifestyle. Looks is about height, which really does matter. I hate to tell you, but if you are short and you had a good lifestyle, you can compensate in that regard. If you have a great lifestyle and you post it on Instagram, so that's hidden value. But you don't have that. So, and you dress like a poor person, so that's working against you. You don't have big muscles. You don't wear elevator shoes. You see that? Social skills is 2.5 out of 10. Social calibrations, body language, is 2.5. Emotional control, not just impact. You can't zombie impact. 2.5. Game, like the sushi thing that goes in the circle. Value, value, value is only 2.5. So when they max out their game, they usually try to vibe it for taller dating coaches who have high perceived natural status. Do you understand that? You need to get enough points here. So, David, when you look at it, how much do you think you optimize your looks? You haven't. You can get a better hairstyle. You can wear elevator shoes to boost the height. You see that? Money. Maybe you dress a little bit nicer. Maybe get some coaching. Update your fashion so you can look richer. Husband material. You haven't. From what I can see, your hairstyle is old-fashioned. Status. Build a lifestyle. Instagram. 6 algorithms. It's not all lifestyle and pre-selection like other dating coaches. There are 4 more algorithms, and I know them. And I'm not going to teach it to here on the inner circle. I mean, to the YouTube live. It's only taught in the inner circle. A Facebook group that's way more advanced than this stuff. This is like fucking, surface level, what I'm teaching here. Surface level. Social skills. How much social skills do you really have, David? Not that much, right? You're Asian. You might have a few female friends, all Asians, and they all cock block you. How much body language do you have? By your lack of confidence. What about your tonality in terms of emotions? Your game. You focus all on game, zombie game. Makes sense now, right? So 20 out of 35. 20 out of 35. I have never been able to break this algorithm. Other dating coaches who says, oh, I don't look good, or I'm this race, or I'm that perceived race. No, you're not. Women don't see it that way. But however, every race has a different score. You work backwards from there. White are all 10 out of 10. If you look black, you don't have to be black. You're 8 out of 10. You understand it, David? You look like Middle Eastern. It's like 7. 6.5 is right now like Marco. He's going back up because the Democratic Biden administration is helping this invasion over Texas to get the illegal immigrants in, or Latinos, because of this woke ideology of critical race theory. Before, Donald Trump was always keeping them out of the wall, so therefore their SMV went down to 6 out of 10. Now it's back up to 6.5, not exactly 7. But because they're the conquering tribe, women will submit. That's what Marco is experiencing. 6 out of 10 is like Pakistanis are like 5 out of 10. Whitewash Indians, when they're dressed with nice whitewash fashion and talk white, they're 4 out of 10. So if they have a good lifestyle, that'd be even better. Then you got 3 out of 10, which is short blacks, because they don't have the muscles and they don't have the height of the pre-selected.
They don't have the height, of the tall black men with the long dicks and stuff, David. So therefore, they don't meet any of the pre-selection. So they get fatties over online dating and stuff. So being short and black is almost like being Asian. It's a real negative stereotype.
And number 2, like 2 out of 10, is the Indians that are really negative stereotype. You know what I'm talking about. It's not to be racist here. But we're talking about the guys who basically are unibrowed. They wear like the pink work shirt. And they just really, really are RSD victims. Okay? They don't care about, they just go direct. And they just touch the women like crazy. And they're just really egotistical. And they look like a negative stereotype. In that area, along with the Asians, it's a kill zone. You don't want to be there. You want to look like the other ethnicities or dress whitewashed. You don't want to be this negative stereotype Indian. And of course, a lot of people will be like saying, well, but I'm Indian, therefore it's like harder. No, but you don't even look Indian. You look like a different race, like a higher in the chart. Therefore, any woman, I've never seen a woman that, ever think that you're Indian, especially my old roommate. Not a single one. They think he's Latino because he's 6 foot tall, or they think he's Middle Eastern because he looks like Zach Malik or whatever his name is, Malin, from a boy band, singing and stuff like that. So, yeah. So you always want to look like a different race, but you need to be whitewashed. So that's what's fucking up with your inner game. And people like ABCs of low self-esteem will prey on you. They'll start to hit your pain points. They'll start to tell you things like, you're a short Asian and fuck them, man, because they're holding you down and all this bullshit. No, it's all 20 out of 35. You wonder, why are there so many students when you look at, you should go check out the page right now, scroll down. Go ahead, start another browser, look over the page. Look at all the lay testimonials, look at every race. I'm going to post over 100 video testimonials soon. This is just 60. I'm going to post over 100. What if mentally there is a cloud in my head? Do you mean like a negative sort of thinking pattern, like a limiting sort of thinking pattern or something? Like, what do you mean exactly by there's a cloud in my head? Because it could be from low self-esteem. It could be that belief. Remember how I talk about potential, actions, results, belief. It can fuck up your belief. Yeah, negative thinking patterns. So for some of the Asian students, there's no such thing as racism. You're like, what the fuck? Right? I'm going downhill. There's no such thing as racism. In my experience, I've never experienced racism. I think I've only experienced racism like maybe 2 or 3 times in my life. And when I was younger and I was online, some Australian guy started calling me a chink. And then even later on, another one called me a chink. And then when I was taking Krav Maga, right, one of my student instructor, was Australian. He kept going like Bruce Lee. Whoa! Whoa! I was like, what the fuck? Are Australians like racist or something? What the fuck is with these? Nobody treats me with racism because I talk like a white guy. I dress like a white guy. I act like a white guy. I don't receive racism. I don't even know what racism, like, I don't even believe there's racism. But you, like, if you're a minority, you feel racism is because you are not whitewashed. I'll say this again, because you're not whitewashed. You're not part of the fucking tribe. You're not like part of the tribe, Mr. DFK, however you pronounce your name, because you're part of the out tribe. Therefore, in evolutionary psychology, you're considered a threat. So they got something called xenophobia. With xenophobia, it means a fear and dislike of other people's cultures. That's what xenophobia is. And that's what Asians experiencing right now, because the whitewashed Asians that dress like my students, they don't experience any racism at all. They don't even know what it feels like, because there are some students that were experiencing racism their whole life or xenophobia. When they dress whitewashed, they realize, oh shit, white women likes them. Perhaps you're so out of their tribe because you're not whitewash or blackwash or some pre-selected ethnicity or SMV value. So I'll punch them in the mouth, you know. So exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. All right. So hey, Marco, you can add another fucking video testimonial for your 2 girlfriends you got at the same time before. No, don't worry about that. I want your new testimonial when you get laid. That's like a trophy to me, you know? You're like a fucking trophy. Another one for the wall for the Latino section. Yeah. You don't have to make an old one for that one. It's fine with me. But, you know, can't wait for your new one. Can't wait for your new one. And the other Latino student too, who's good looking and tall. I want his results faster. He has to drop the OSD game. So let's continue. Now that David knows about the scoring system, you got to think about your mindsets. How teachable are you, David? Out of 10? How adaptable, how much skill, how much belief, how much manifestation, thoughts, and feelings. Think about how fucked up some of your thoughts and feelings are. Your feelings are just like, and offended. Your thoughts are all shit in your head. That's going to fuck up your results and lower your score. Make it harder. And fuck up your belief. Therefore, you're not as teachable or changeable. I remember when Marco said to me, oh, I don't believe in myself. Now he believes in himself. After he pulled 2 women home. All right. So basically, the best way to understand it, how to understand COVID-19 and how it's affecting your 5 mindsets. So imagine this is like an ocean, okay? So imagine this like an ocean, okay? And what's happening is it's much more stormier than before. You see that? It's all wavy and shit. Before COVID-19, the ocean was just like that. But now it's like all wavy. So now you're like swimming over here, right? That's you over here. And you're like, oh, help me, right? I'm a fucking low mindset shit. And you're drowning, right? You're drowning in the ocean. And you can barely keep your head up because you don't have any skills. You don't have any skills. So you keep drowning and drowning and drowning. So whenever I try to, I'm like in a helicopter over here, okay? Say this helicopter. Circle over here. A helicopter. And I'm throwing over here, you know, with a helicopter, and you're ignoring me. I'm throwing like a life preserver, like a circular life preserver to save your life over here. But instead of grabbing on a life preserver, you're like a know-it-all. You're like, John, I'm not going to grab onto it. I got to do it my way. And guess what happens? You slowly start to drown a little bit because you're doing it your way so many times because you're resistant. Now your head's below the water. You're like, what's happening? But you're ignoring John Elite because you're a fucking idiot. Now you're drowning. So what happened with the London student, because he got 10 fuck buddies, when he got 10 fuck buddies and 5 some and also 2 models and 1 model girlfriend, what happened was that because he was practicing the social skills flow drill, his head was above the water. You see that first? For the first week, he was drowning, getting yelled at, like getting a swimming lesson from Skype. Then afterwards, guess what happened to him? He grabbed on the life preserver. His body's floating across the water. You see that? He's like, hey, float across the water. And here's his legs or something, okay? This is his body, and he's just like, yeah, floating, right? Zombie. So he's fine floating. And here's the get laid during COVID-19 island over here. You see that? There's the island. He starts swimming towards the island, and he got his first lay. After he got the first lay, he go to the second lay, third lay, fourth lay, fifth lay, sixth lay, seventh lay, 8, 9, 10, 11. You see that? But here's another problem. Because now I have a Latino student who's good looking. It was like my black student. The black student, when he got his first lay, he was ego tripping. But before he was like, because he thinks he's strong. The strongest swimmers out there that does not follow Johnny Lee's training is the first one to fucking drown. I can't wait to have a new testimonial. I need to train harder. You also need to train smarter, zombie. You want to make sure you can float your head across the water first to get the social skills flow drill down. After that, you gotta learn how to float your body. When your body floats and you can get the skills down, and then you can finally get to swim towards the get laid during COVID-19 island. You understand that, Marco? Good. I need to stop talking like that. So, that's the thing. That's a swimming concept. It's very important that you guys actually, when you look at the Skype, you're not just getting one life preserver or two, like elite access. You're getting like 20 fucking life preservers in 1 hour. 20, lots of them. You better grab onto them for dear life and better start learning how to swim. Social skills make you swim. Game makes you sink.
I digress.
So, like I said,
someone pointed a gun at your loved ones and planted their head, metaphorically speaking, of course.
And they say you have to walk from one building to another, and there's a steel beam between them. Will you do it? Most of you would. Point the gun at their head, metaphorically speaking. You're like, okay, if I have to get across, I get to save my family's life. You know, you do it. Not all of you. Some of you don't care about your family, or your girlfriend, or your wife, whoever. But if somebody were to point that at your relatives, it's about priorities. You want to have it badly enough. What I mean by that is you have to want it badly enough. That means you need to really want to swim. You can't just half-ass it. You half-ass it, you're going to drown. You understand that? So yes, this is the overall thing I want to teach you guys. Any questions? I think you guys learn a lot, but now you know with Elite 30, you always start with Elite 30 first, then Playbook. You use your Skypes after 15 days. 15 days of the 30-day challenge. You practice in front of the mirror. And when you finally gain Insta dates in polling or almost polling, then you switch over to the Playbook. You build the foundation. It's that easy. It's that easy. You don't do it right away. You don't skip to the Elite Playbook. But that's why I want to teach you today. For a lot of you, this is like, wow, this is cool, man. I learned so much. I might need to cut down this video and make a shorter version of all the tips because I'm just rambling.
I'm talking like this with this weird voice, like, hey, Chumley, how's it going? That's like Pawn Stars, right? Like this TV show. It's really educational.
And it's like Rick over here. I got to make some money. How about this? I'll give you $30 for it. $30? The evaluator just priced it at $30,000. Okay, the lowest I can go is $50. I'm not going any lower. But, okay, how about this? How about $25,000? I can't go lower, man, than $50. I really can't. Listen, this could be sitting in the shop for many, many years. And the auctions are expensive, all the expenses. I got to make some money. How about meet me halfway at $15,000? You know what? How about this? I'll give you $75. That's my final offer. And they look at each other for a while, and it's like, okay, fine, $75. All right, I'll write you up. That's like the TV show. I love watching that one, the Pawn Stars.
Very charming.
And it's like, that's Rick over there. That's how they negotiate. That's why I keep using the voice. I just been watching that TV show a lot. Give a thumbs up for the impressions today. The impressions. Yeah, I mean, give a thumbs up for the impressions, very important for the the impressions today. That's all I gotta say. Like, I stop the video right now, and yeah, I mean, like, yeah. So, all right, cool.